Yeah. And Mr. Krabs. Fuck it, fuck it up, crabs. Fuck it up, crabs.
We live?
Yeah, I'm posting the link.
Ha 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 ha. About these bands. Y'all listen to Catch Crabs? That shit hard.
Yeah, man, you should get Jedi Survivor when it go on sale.
I hate the way you sound with a hot dog in your mouth.
I shoot at these niggas, no bitchin'. Yeah, they see the cops, they bitchin'.
Are you
Hello.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah, so Red Pig, you there?
Yeah,
Man, listen, turn me the fuck up. You know what time it is? It's movie guys, boy.
You see John in general? Move him down here so he can talk about Guardians.
With John in the cut. Hold on.
John, can you hear us, brother? Can you talk?
I thought you guys were gonna start imitating.
If he can't talk, he might need a roll, but we're gonna see. Oh, you good? He good. Okay, he good.
You guys just pull me down and see.
Hey, before that, hold on. Before we do any of that, what set you claim? You a movie buff, movie man? Where you coming from?
What is a movie?
Originally, I was gonna say, who are you asking that to? Correct?
You, John.
Me? I was gonna proclaim myself as a movie fellow, a gentleman tirade here. But
a movie fellow.
so, I could be, if y'all were willing, I could be a movie man,
Oh, you want to join the movie man over there? Okay. That's funny. I haven't heard movie fellas. That's funny. I like that. Man, look at what we started, man. We brought movies to the crumb side. Niggas got different sets. You know they gang banging. Let me add this to the list. Movie fellas. Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause we spawned the movie
I'm,
men.
yeah, sure. I mean, I don't think I'm up there with you guys. I still need to watch a few more movies, get myself educated properly. But
You know what we gonna
I'm
try
on the
to
path.
do? Next year, the same way people do games beat lists. Next year, I'm gonna do a movies watch list, and I'm gonna keep track
Oh,
of every single. And we're gonna really see who the real movie men in this community, real movie guys, movie men, movie buffs. We gonna see who the real movie guys. You feel me?
You know, it's funny. We already, me and Wonton already do that. So yeah, catch up.
Oh,
Buddy.
what? How many movies y'all got so far?
So far,
hmm.
let me see.
Now, do y'all do that because y'all use the app, so it just tells you all the ones you've looked at?
Okay.
See, I can't do that because I watch random movies on Netflix all the time.
Oh, you'd have to keep like a
That's what I'm
notepad then.
yeah. See, and that's the only thing is like, bro, I do not be keep me and my girl watch a random movie at 2 in the morning, this random foreign flick, and I do not be keeping track.
That's what I use Letterbox for. I mean, I haven't used it so far, but this year, but last year I used it.
I've been seeing more people use that.
Letterbox is free,
Yeah,
Alex. You could make a
What is
list.
that?
It's just like a website. It's an app too. Um, it's literally an app for people who watch movies. So you can make lists of movies you watched.
Really?
You can review movies on there. You can see other people's reviews.
Yeah, I
You
just
could
gonna use a note page
do
for my
all that
phone.
shit. But I use it to keep track of what I watch. So like, it literally has every movie. Like you just type in the title of a movie and it'll pop up, and you can add it to your list.
Director and all that?
Huh?
With the director and all that, the actors and all
It'll
that?
show everything. It'll show the movie title, the picture, the poster of the movie, the who directed it when it came out, all that.
Letterbox.
Let me get that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's free too. You don't gotta pay for it.
Look at my fellow movie guy putting me on. Okay, and that's what we do around here, man. We cultivate, we
Yes, sir.
inspire, you know, we build upon the knowledge that we already have. That's what we do over here, movie guys.
But anybody listening, yo, let me know how the audio sound. Last time it was kind of low, they said. So let me know how the audio sounds. If y'all can hear us, okay. What's on the agenda, y'all? We talking about Guardians. We doing full spoiler cast. The movie been out for like what, 2 weeks? The movie been out.
Guardian.
God damn.
They said this
watching.
movie is about to hit like 500 million global. I think they
I
said
wonder how much it costs to make.
something like
It's
that.
the highest grossing of superhero movie this year already.
Yeah, they said it double. They said it beat Ant-Man and Shazam combined or some shit. Yeah, crazy
Oh,
shit.
that wasn't hard.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
the bar is very low at that point.
but
Yeah, I think we talking about Guardians of the Galaxy. Any little random movies y'all seen? I know you seen Sisu, so I know you need to speak on that.
That's yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a Chevrolet. Chevrolet.
Chevalier, yeah, Chevrolet.
Chevrolet.
See, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, bro. I saw that movie, but I thought
when
it was
you
gonna
when
be
you
one of
see
those.
it,
It's a biography. Low key. I mean,
I know, but it just felt like it was one of them forced. Like I feel like I was gonna cringe if I watched it, bro.
it's all right. It's decent.
I really feel like I was gonna cringe. Some of them scenes where it's like, I'm the best. And he has like a shirt with collars on his sleeves and sleeves on his neck. Like I was like, bro, what's going on, bro?
Hey, man.
Is it because I'm the best? Is that why you want me gone? I was like, this nigga talking like John on the trailer. I can't.
Yeah,
He's a
that's literally
Frenchman.
every
He was
word.
a Frenchman.
He was French,
Yeah.
You know what, John? Is that a French name? Maybe that's where John get it from.
No,
His name is
well,
Gang Gang.
my
by
name
the way.
based off his Italian name.
Yeah, Gang Gang. Gang Gang.
Oh,
Gang Gang.
Redback got the Nolans way to say it, gang.
yeah, you hear the
But,
brown
Fire.
water. Yeah.
That's the right way to say it. Yes, sir.
I was gonna say, and I was gonna talk about. So what I'm trying to do is watch random movies on Netflix and bring it back to the movie guys because sometimes it be gems, but a lot of times it be duds. So I was gonna talk about this one movie I saw.
If you ask BG, they all gems.
Right, anything with Will Smith or I don't know some B tier actor he feels like it's
Yeah,
fire.
Will Smith is his Denzel Washington, nigga.
BG gives a star to a movie per explosion. One explosion, you get 1 out of 5 stars. And it just goes up from there. But yeah, now yeah, we can get into the what is GOTG? What how they be saying it on the Twitter?
Yeah, GOTG or Guardians 3.
Okay, so off rip, what are y'all giving it score wise? Like if you just before you get into the spoiler cast and all that, out of 10, what would you give it?
8.5
I
out of
like
10.
yeah, 8.5 for me too.
8.
Okay.
I
One time.
said, me personally, when after I first seen it, I said 9, but I softened on it a little bit, so I'm gonna give it an 8.
You ate a couple hot dogs in the meantime and you was clear?
I ate 4 chicken tenders. Yeah,
Damn.
Ah,
I thought you
right.
said 4 hot dogs. I'm like, god damn. Like,
You know, you
chicken tenders.
built like one. So you give it an eight. You give it an eight. Tyreek said eight and a half. John, what'd you say?
8.5.
This nigga Wonton put himself in rest mode. Nigga, hello? Where'd you go?
So I'm just letting y'all get y'all shit off, man.
Oh, okay. I thought you walked off.
For me, this movie, I saw it twice. Actually, I saw it again yesterday because
Damn.
my little brother wanted to go. Well, I don't know if I told y'all this story. Me and him was supposed to go when it came out.
Boy, I got punished
He
on
was
it.
being a knucklehead and he got in trouble. My mom said he can't go. So I was like, okay. So I just went with my girl. Then she called me back the next day and said, well, if you still want to take him, he can go. I'm like, well, I already saw it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? Fine. We could just go next weekend. So yesterday we ended up going. I fell asleep halfway. Not because it was bad, but just because I had already seen it and I was tired. And the movie theater was hot as hell. It was
Oh
like
yeah. Oh yeah.
it's like I don't know if they had the heat on. Or I don't know. It was hot as fuck. But anyway, after seeing it 2 times, good movie. I would give it an 8.5. If I had to rank them real quick, I would say, me personally, the first Guardians is still the best one to me.
yep.
I would give that like a
That's
9.
good, yeah.
Why did I say that? Because you meet all the characters, or just because the way the impact it had when it came out?
I could have good to go into more, but I felt like the first Guardians movie was such like because no one knew who the fuck these people were. Like no one knew who Guardians were. Like they're really obscure characters. Even the comic book people don't even really care about them too much. So when that movie came out, no one was expecting anything. Like people were like, "Wow, why is Marvel even putting this out this year, 2014?" Like they just put it out the pasture because no one fucks gonna watch this shit. And it
Hmm,
came out, and I think it's like a top 5. I think personally, top 5 MCU movie to this day.
that's
So
facts.
yeah,
When it came out, it was the best MCU movie for a lot of people, including me. And I just
Wait,
think
this came
that
out
first
2014?
movie, the way it's, I feel like it's a better. How can I say it?
it's the best
Ensemble
origin
film.
story they told in MCU.
It has all the best parts: the story, the characters,
Yeah,
um, the
Probably the first
action,
Marvel movie that had a soundtrack that anybody thought twice about.
the music. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real, and I don't know. I feel like that movie is as close to perfect you can get when it comes to like a superhero. Is really not too many flaws with that first movie. And like you said, Alex, the impact. So that's why for me personally, I put that the best overall. Then I would say 3 second best,
yeah.
and then 2 last. Now Volume 2 is not a bad movie by any means. It's just not as good as the first one or the third one, but it's not bad.
I didn't like Guardians 2.
Guardians
Guardians
2 had a
2 is
lot of
not bad. It's good and it has good moments,
it
but it's
had a
just
lot
not.
of weak parts. It was the thing is Guardians 2 had some strong parts, but at the same time, it had some parts where I'm like, damn, was
Yeah.
like it was yeah, like Ego to me, the villain in that movie wasn't that great. But everything else that had nothing to do with ego was cool. But the thing is, half the movie was about the ego thing, and I didn't really give a shit. I cared more about the part of Rocket and Yondu. Like that part was like,
Yeah.
but everything to do with ego, I was like, my brain shut off at that
But
point.
the Ego as a villain, he was weak, but I feel like his connection to Peter and like the story that was told about uh, accepting who your father really is, that was told pretty well. It's just what Ego does as like a master plan that spans the whole movie didn't really make too much sense to me. Plus, uh, they they put in too much humor like to like try to beat out the first movie in terms of like, oh, we got a lot more laugh this time around. That's when like I feel like Marvel and MCU decided to like go too far to comedy.
Yeah, because that was a time when they started. Because I think didn't Ragnarok come out around the same time?
That was like after, yeah.
Yeah,
Right now, I'm talking about
yeah.
2016.
That's yeah. Wait, no. Guardians 2 came out
Rag-
2017.
2017 and
Yeah, and then
Ragnarok
Ragnarok
was
came out
2018.
2018. No, 2017 November.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So that year's when John John's kind of right. That's when they started leaning in heavy into like the comedy. I think a lot of the movies at the time kind of suffered, except for the movies that were following up bad movies, like Thor was following up Dark World, and people, I liked the movie. A lot of people didn't like it, so the comedy in that movie kind of gave it like made it refreshing. But Guardians is like the movie where like I feel like the jokes hit well in all three of the movies. But yeah, I'll say two, they leaned into it way too much, and I think with Guardians 3, the jokes hit a lot better and were more like natural or to the story rather than just trying to like insert jokes for the sake of inserting jokes.
Now,
Okay.
y'all can decide who wants to go first, but I want to hear y'all's thoughts on this movie, specifically the third one. What you thought in depth. And like I said, we're doing full spoilers, so whichever one of y'all want to go first.
I'll go second.
I'll go first then. Uh, Overall, well, I'll give the movie an 8.5 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Then again, I love the first two movies. I still think the first one is better than the second one, but for this third movie, I feel like that story about accepting who you are as a person and learning to realize that you don't have to change to be a better person is something that was really cool and delivered well through not just Rocket himself, but all the other characters supporting the journey to try to save Rocket. Because at the beginning, uh, Adam Warlock comes in and just messes up the Guardians while they're just chilling on nowhere, and then that sets up the plot for Rocket's dying, and he has this kill switch in him that's gonna kill him if you try to save him. So they have to go and pretty much go back to the manufacturer, uh, the High Evolutionary, and find a way to save their friend so that he can
I
continue to
got a
go on
question.
adventure with them.
John, I got a question
Yeah,
for you. How did you feel about Adam Warlock? I guess it's for the room as well. Like, did y'all like his addition to the movie?
he. I understand why he was there, but he wasn't as fleshed out as he needed to be. I feel like because this is
Okay.
James Gunn's last Marvel movie in general, he just kind
Yeah.
of filled or just like filled in the movie with a bunch of other stuff that he just wanted to rush in there.
Cause I'm not familiar with Adam Warlock, so I didn't know if like when he showed up, the people were supposed to be like, "Oh, it's Adam Warlock," or if he was
Yeah,
like
so
a
People,
he's a really important character in the comics. Like he's like a foil to Thanos. So him and Thanos go at it a lot, and he usually gets the better of Thanos. So he's a big deal, and they kind of infantilized him in this movie.
wait, he's
Which,
a big deal getting over Thanos.
yes,
How? He's
he's
essentially
that bead
like
in the middle of his
he's
head.
he's space Jesus basically.
Basically, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
the thing is, in the comic, he is one of the people that actually holds on to the Soul Stone, and that gives him a lot of the powers that uh, allows him to actually wield the Infinity Gauntlet in the comic and that will run. So that's why he's able to stand up against Thanos at a couple of different points in that storyline. So just seeing him in this movie, if you really are a fan of his character, you're just thinking they kind of just wasted him, really.
it was kind of like a nod to the comic book people that know what's going on.
yeah. Like, see,
Yeah.
my thing is when they had the end of the post credit scene, I was like, oh shit, they're bringing Adam Warlock in the MCU, and then it's like 6 years later, he feels like an
Mm.
afterthought. We're like, damn, they just had him in the movie because he's in the post credit scene.
Right.
Bro, if I didn't know about him, like already having a staple in the, I thought he was a random character they made, like because you know the reading rainbow nigga that what the purple what's the villain's name?
Oh, the High Evolutionary.
Yes, I thought he was just another race that he like, genetically mutated and created to just have powers and all of this. And I just thought he was just one of them extra races that he just made.
Well, no,
And
well he is part of that race. The I'm forgetting the name now, but the Golden People from the second
yeah, because
movie.
him and his mom. But it's like if I didn't know anything about Adam Warlock, I just thought this was like a joke character, like comedic relief, because that's all he gave for the movie. He was just like a punching bag.
Yeah, that's what they kind of did with him.
Yeah. The
So I
thing
mean,
is, they tried to make him. They pretty much tried to replicate a vision from Avengers: Age of Ultron situation where
really.
like he's his new life. He's like a powerful being, but he's still new to life in general. So he doesn't know when to cool off and when to bat and when to be more aggressive
Mm,
and when to like actually participate in the movie essentially.
waste
So
his potential for real.
yeah,
Damn, yeah. And I'm gonna be honest, when I see that actor in general, and no matter what movie is, his forehead makes me not take him seriously. Like I've seen him in other movies where he has a serious role, like Maze Runner. Um, he's been in other movies, and every time I think was he in Harry Potter? Everything he's in, I just like
not in Harry Potter.
He looks like a real life Rocket Power character.
no, he looks like Sid from Toy Story 1, bro. I'm like,
Well,
bro, this nigga just
He,
looks weird.
I think he played Sid in Toy Story One. Like
I
he
think
knows
he
the
was
story.
I think he was in Diary of a Wimpy Kid too, wasn't he? Or was he in like
He must.
How to Eat Fried Worms? He used to be in a lot of movies as a kid. Like he was in a lot of movies. But
Will Poulter, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
that's his name.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he was in Revenant. He was in Maze Runner. He was in the Chronicles of Narnia.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
in Narnia.
yeah,
He
he
was in
was
Midsommar
Nah, he
too.
was in the
Black
last
Mirror.
Narnia movie. He was only in the
Yeah,
last one.
yeah, that the Voyage, the
Yeah.
dude. Yeah,
He was in Midsommar.
Yeah.
Oh, he was. He was one of the couples, huh?
Yes,
yeah, he
no,
was.
he was. Remember, he was the one of the friends of the boyfriend
Yeah,
in the movie.
yeah.
He was in the Murder Millers too. That's where I first remember him, Murder, because that movie was actually pretty funny.
What movie?
It looks like he.
Murder Millers.
I think I remember that movie.
It looks
See,
like
this is the
most
thing
of his
about him.
movies.
He has a very like goofy
He can
like
act.
well Alex. He has a goofy face. Like he looks goofy,
Yeah.
but that's why because they had announced him being cast like a year or two ago in this movie, and at first people were like, "What? Why would you cast him as Adam Warlock? Adam Warlock's supposed to be like, serious. He's powerful." But when you see him in this movie, it makes sense because he's goofy in this movie. So I mean,
His head also is like alien shape, so it's like it just fits. Of course, a nigga that's all golden would have a head shape like this. That's why it makes sense to me. But John, all in all, you said you give it an 8 and 10, 8.5 out of 10.
Hmm.
What did you not like about it though?
Well, Adam Warlock, as well as the High Evolutionary. Like I thought he was a pretty good villain, but then in the second half, he just started getting angry. Like when you roast somebody too much, and they're like they can't come up with a comeback. They just start yelling at you.
Oh yeah,
Like
he's like
that's
Xbox
what
you,
you want.
but the High Evolutionary.
Hey man, you put the name of the bullet, I'll shoot it for you. Hey, Xbox,
There you
just like
go.
Xbox, you me.
So okay, see, but I like. So how did you feel about? Okay, so how did you feel about the practical effects on
Effect.
his face? Yeah, the makeup. How did you feel about that?
I liked it. It felt like it actually sold his character and how like he's actually trying to like create the perfect being. So like, and then the twist at the end when you find out that Rocket messed his face so much up
Mm.
that it literally peeled off. Like you could see like the imperfections in someone who thinks that they're perfect, which adds to the tone and the theme of the movie.
So you actually be like watching these Marvel movies, looking at the underlying like tones and lessons.
Just the James Gunn one, really, because
Oh,
he
really?
always mentioned it. Just because, like, I've seen the interviews where he talks about like how the first one was about uh, learning to lose the person you love.
Mm.
Second one's about trying to gain someone that you love back, and then or that you think you love back, but then realizing who you have in front of you is what you were looking for. And in this movie, he mentioned that it's all about accepting yourself for what you are.
See, and I hear that. I hear when they be doing that in the director diaries and shit like that. But I just be thinking it's bullshit. I just ignore it. When a movie trying to teach me a lesson, I ignore it.
I mean, for the
It's
most
like
part,
it's
yeah,
like you
you
telling me
can.
That's like saying, "Oh, Dora the Explorer is about self-discovery and just keeping that creative bone alive and facing your fears." I'm like, "Nigga, shut up. Just make it entertaining." Like when they start pulling shit out of nowhere, and I know that sounds hypocritical because niggas think I try to find that in what they call it, one allegory.
Allegories.
That's different.
Allegory.
That's different than something being shown in the way it's shot or told, and then watching a whole movie and then coming to me later and being like,
Preachy.
Did you feel good about it? Yeah, preachy. Like I don't want you to preach
Yeah.
to me. Just have the movie do it and let me
Oh,
find that in the way you did it."
yeah, I think a lot of movies today they don't know how to intertwine the lesson with the plot, so they have to like tell it to you instead of actually making you. I think when movies do that, you're just supposed to come to that conclusion yourself.
Right. That's
Yeah.
exactly. I don't feel like you should have to
Yeah,
guide
you should
my
have to
hand.
tell me like this is good, this is bad. Slap on my hand because you thought that was
Mhm.
good before. Like I don't. A lot of movies today are like that. They're really ham-fisted about that shit. We're like, oh, we're gonna like tell you what is right or wrong. Where I feel like movies back in the day were a lot more nuanced about intertwining the message that they wanted to portray or the lessons they wanted you to learn with the plot. So in the back of your head, you're always like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't clone these dinosaurs instead of you outright telling me
Right.
cloning is bad. Like how the like it's just a different type of dichotomy nowadays. Where like we have maybe you're just stupider. Maybe they have to do that because people are dumb.
Damn
Yeah,
near. Damn near.
yeah,
Especially with everyone having a voice on IMDb, Twitter, whatever.
yeah.
Remember when Bo Was Afraid came out, that one nigga tweeted, "This is a career killer." And then every blog was just reposting that one tweet because he saw it first. I'm like, bro,
Yeah.
what? So
Yeah, it's just the way it is today.
but see, that's why I like movies like that because it doesn't sacrifice its identity as a film to appease the box office or critics, or it just wants to be what it is. I think we kind of lost it in movies, but um, John, what else did you have to say about that? Because I don't want to cut you off.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say that yeah, it does for the most part that can be very preachy and kind of like telling me rather than showing me. But I think especially recently with how the MCU's been, I like how it was done in this movie and how it connected the whole trilogy. And it wasn't just preaching a story; it was just developing the characters and getting them from their point A to point B to be fully realized.
You said
So
completing the story. Do you feel like this movie? Did you like how everyone went off in their story? Like, does that satisfying to see where everybody ended up? Kind of.
yeah, it worked, and I liked it because it gave everybody a peaceful resolution. But
Mm-hmm. No
part
proper
of
send off.
yeah, yeah, a little proper send off. But I was a little annoyed with uh, that because early in the movie, like there's a scene when they go to get the the blueprint for Rocket from the factory that the evolutionary uses
Mm-hmm.
for his front to be able to experiment like how he does. And they had like a scene where Drax is getting shot a couple times and they're like playing sad music and then Mantis is trying to like save him. You're thinking, oh man, Drax is gonna die right here. And then they
Mm-hmm.
just get saved and then they go on. And like, well, why'd you emphasize that?
Oh, in the trailer.
No, in like the actual movie, like they have
Oh yeah.
like a couple minutes where like Drax is getting like really messed up, getting shot at by like four guys, and then he gets saved. But like that one moment, it felt like they were going to emphasize like, hey, this is Drax's moment to die.
I think they did that a lot in the trailer as well. Like they weren't trying to have it so obvious because sometimes trailers give too much. I feel like
Hmm.
the whole point of this marketing was to make you wonder: is it gonna be Rocket Raccoon? Is it gonna be Drax? Is it gonna be
Yeah,
I think damn near like three people died in this movie and then came back. Or
yeah, it was a lot of just misdirection in the trailers because everyone's going to the movie thinking someone's gonna die on the team, and no one ended up dying. So,
well, they
because
did. I bet he'd be tongue in cheek saying, "Well, people did die," because Rocket died technically.
Yeah,
oh, well, survived. Like everyone survived the movie, and it's like
Mhm.
I was going to the last minute. I was like, "Yo, is someone gonna just end up and just show up and kill him?" I'm thinking somebody's just like is like Kang gonna come out of nowhere and like kill one of them because like, it's
That
kind
would
of
be fire.
that's what I thought was gonna happen. Because I was like, "Yo, the movie's done. It's about to wrap up." They in my head, I could have sworn thinking like, "Yo, someone has to die." like, but then they it was a misdirection. Everyone lived. So
Well, it said Star Lord will return or some shit like that.
yeah,
So
everyone
Yeah.
is. So Peter Quill's coming back. What's her name? Zoe Salanda's not coming back.
really, I
She
wonder why.
she said she's not doing the role no more.
She got
She
sick.
Um,
likes doing
She got
other
sick of the
movies
Marvel
as
bag.
well. Yeah.
well, I think she has other movies she wants to do, and she's in not Star Wars.
Dune or nah? She's not a Dune.
That's Zendaya.
Zendaya.
She's in something. She has another stuff coming out too. And then I know Dave Bautista. He's going into like other serious roles. Like he's in Dune too, and he has other roles he wants to pursue. And then everybody else is up in the air. We're not too sure. So the Guardians as is, like that's we're never gonna see that again. It's just gonna be like
Yeah.
bits and pieces of them.
Don't want them to do solo movies. Don't give me a solo Mantis movie, please. For the
Yeah.
I
love of
don't. I
No,
don't
they're not gonna do that.
they're not gonna
But
do that.
like,
But we may
I
get a
think
solo Rocket movie. That might actually
I
happen.
wouldn't be mad
yeah,
about that though.
that's what this movie was supposed to be. Like, when they explore Rocket's origins, they were supposed to show him going to Groot's world and meeting him, and then them like building up their rapport with each other and like going on adventures before they run into uh, Star Lord in the first movie.
Anybody else?
I was gonna go, but I'm
Uh,
eating right now. Somebody
oh,
want to go before me?
I'll go. So this movie going into it, I didn't have the greatest expectations just because Marvel movies have been kind of like hit or miss. They've been good, not great. The ones that were decent or I thought would be decent were not decent. They were kind of bad.
Which
Um,
ones you talking about when you say that?
like Shang-Chi, it was like
You thought that was
I
gonna be good?
no, I thought Shang-Chi was gonna be a decent movie. I didn't like it too much. I thought it was like a phase one movie that came out during phase four.
It
And that's
did
why
feel like that. Like it felt very what's the word? Local. Like
yeah,
it didn't feel like it had any purpose.
it was just like, okay, here's a new character. We have to do origin movie. Let's do it how we did phase one. Yay. And I was like, all right, cool. So this movie, I was like, James Gunn, he really hasn't let me down. I like the Suicide Squad. It's probably one of my favorite DC movies. And I think that year was like probably one of my favorite movies that came out that year. And I was like, going into it, I'm just gonna go into it with no expectations. Even though I should have expected a lot from it because it's James Gunn. And I like the movie. Like I really like the use of color they used in the movie. Like
Hmm.
the CGI was really, really good. I don't know
Mhm.
who did it this time. I know Marvel was like a slave shop with their shit. So whoever did it, like kudos to them. They used a lot of color. I like the organic factory that they were in, the organic planet. That was
Oh,
really good.
facts.
But
Yeah.
yeah, that whole scene, I think it was like 20 minutes of it. Like that must have cost. I think that's where the budget went because that looked
Fam, you know
absolutely
what?
phenomenal.
I be thinking about that when it comes to budgets for movies and what they put emphasis on. As soon as I saw how good the CGI was, I was like, I got to keep in mind, Guardians of the Galaxy makes toys. They make
Game.
entire game like that. They definitely gonna make sure the CGI up because it has to make the kids want to have that. You know.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful movie from character model. I don't remember like a CGI model that looked too bad. Everything looked pretty consistent. And that's another thing with CGI. You can have really great CGI in a movie and a character, and then the environments be ass. Or you got great environments and characters look ass. Guardians got it both right. They got the environments right, they got the characters right. Um, the story was good. I mean, I liked going into the rocket background. I liked how they because remember the first two movies, he always denied he was a raccoon. And I
Yeah.
always ask myself, like, why is he's a raccoon? Like, why is he denying that? Maybe like what made him not like that? And now you kind of get a little backstory of a joke that was told the first two movies. I liked how he like extrapolated that to actually, well, it's not a joke to him. He really went through some trauma, and that's why that raccoon comment bothers him so much. Because I never got why it bothered him so much in the first two movies or in Infinity War when they called him a raccoon, he got mad. But it's nice like they extrapolated on that and expounded a little more. Um, Regarding everybody else, like the parts I didn't like too much of the plot was Adam Warlock plot. As I said before, I felt like he was an afterthought. They had to throw him in the movie somewhere because he was in the post-credit scene of the last movie. Um, he's a really important character in MC in the comics. He's one of the smartest people in the comics. He's one of the most like strongest, resourceful people in the comics. In this movie, he feels like a Superman as a teenage Superman. Like I just discovered I have powers, and he doesn't know what to do with them. We kind of seen
What
this
do you say? He's
before.
like, mother,
Yeah, it's just like okay,
mother, I don't, mother.
he, it's like okay, I get. If it wasn't Adam Warlock, I'd have been fine. But because it's Adam Warlock, and I know who that character is. I mean, at this point, MCU, I'm not surprised they did that. That they do that to a lot of characters. So I'm not like at this point. I'm just like I'm kind of giving it a pass because I'm like, all right, this is what they do. I should accept it, even though I shouldn't do that. That's just what they do, and I just gotta like that's what they're gonna do. But other than the Adam Warlock part, I thought the High Evolutionary was pretty decent until he started screaming at people the last 10 minutes of the movie. But his flashback scenes were the best part. Like the flashbacks were really emotional. I ain't cried at the movie, but I know people in the movie theater who were like crying. So I don't think I've seen an MCU movie that actually have done that. I know people like have a soft spot for animals
Look
and
at
stuff.
Tyrell. Dude, people was crying in the movie. I wasn't crying, but people was crying in the movie.
But,
I wasn't crying.
I wasn't though.
I brought my gun to the movies. I wasn't crying.
A jaw. Yeah.
Look at dude.
Yeah, I mean, but I understand. I could empathize with why other people were crying, and like it was really emotional. Like I was like, damn, this is kind of sad for a Marvel movie. Usually they don't hit the notes like this. They got really, really deep into like the feelings in this movie. So I like kudos on that. Um, I don't really have anything else really to say about anything bad. Like I thought it was a really solid movie. Not better than the first one, better than the second one. I'm kind of sad that James Gunn got to go. Like this is the last one. I kind of wish Marvel could have retained him because feel like they're kind of making a mistake letting him go and not having him head the rest of the phase 5, 6, and 7 and whatever phases they want to do, and having DC like come up and just take him out. I'm just like, we may see a shift because I feel like he was the most talented director. He really doesn't miss. They're losing a really, really good resource. And I don't see who in Marvel can replace him. Like I don't see the Russos really doing what he can do. Taika Waititi goes off the deep end too much. I feel like James Gunn, like he keeps his movies balanced. He knows when to be funny. He knows when to be serious. He knows when to mix it up. He gives you every different angle. He knows how to like attack it. And I don't feel like Marvel has that any other director. And DC's gonna get like if he's able to like do what he can do, and it's like a blank check. DC's gonna have a really good next 5 to 10 years of whatever he's doing. But great movie, 8.5. Is a great send off. It's probably the best send off you has done.
I agree with that. Definitely the best send off. Gives the characters the proper resolution they need to. And then I would say, going back to your comments about balance, correct? I think that the reason why CGI was really good in this movie also was because of the blend between practical effects and the CGI, between the characters and the worlds that they visit. So it didn't feel like you were just looking at PS2 game the whole movie. It actually felt like you were in that universe.
And the costumes look great. I forgot to mention that.
That's a fact.
Whoever's doing the costume design, please do it for all the Marvel movies because it's like I actually remember the costumes. Like even the characters I didn't like so much, like High Evolutionary, his costume was his makeup and everything was really really nice, like really good. The Guardians, their costumes, their setup, makeup, like it's like really really excellent. A lot of movies don't really focus on that too much because they use CGI to touch everything up, but they did a really good job of John said blending practical effects into the CGI, so you're not looking at like, as I said, like this contrast where you can see good CGI but the makeup sucks, or you see really good makeup but the CGI sucks and it brings the scene down. It was really consistent throughout, and I wish more movies approached consistency instead of trying to push like one era, like one section. Like we're gonna push CGI, but we're not gonna give a fuck about the costumes. They gave a fuck about both sides, and it made the movie look really consistent and really well. And it wasn't like the first half of the movie looked really good and the second half looked bad.
The
It was
pacing was
really
good.
consistent. Yeah, it was really consistent throughout with the camera angles and the shots and stuff like that. They just didn't like put all the budget into one section. Even though I think they did with that organic planet thing, which is kind of crazy how like the rest of the movie still looked pretty great, and they had that scene in there still. Because that looked expensive. Like that did not cost that had to take a year or two for them to get down. Like that was amazing. Like I haven't said that about a Marvel movie in a while about a scene, but that organic planet, that was an amazing like spectacle. Like that was some Avatar level type of shit.
Hey, I want to shout out to my man Kiso in the chat. Like he said, we got 1,000 people watching. Hit that like button. He did.
So something I want to touch on real quick. What Tyrex said. James Gunn actually. I saw a clip on Twitter. He was doing like a interview for the movie or whatever. He said for his movies, he likes to focus on, as far as the costumes go, he wants them to be as practical as possible because he feels like they look better on screen, which they do. And he said one of the things that he does when he goes about making a movie, they plan all that stuff out like way ahead of time. So like they're planning the costumes and the practical effects and everything way ahead of time so that when it comes to getting ready to shoot, they have all that stuff ready. He was saying a lot of directors and when they do other movies, they don't really plan that stuff. They just they get to shooting and then they're like, well, we'll just fix it later in post. We'll just CGI later.
That's what they
And
do.
he said
Yeah.
that's why a lot of these new movies, over half or the costumes are CGI and you got background characters that's CGI. He doesn't do that. If you notice, all the characters in the movie, even a lot of the aliens, they're like people in practical suits and stuff. And so that's what
Yeah,
he likes to do.
I can imagine that because if you got a movie you plan out 2-3 years, niggas got to make sure they can even fit in the costumes. Make sure that
Yeah.
if you mess up, if you rip something, if you so it's a lot. It's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, that's a little. It seems like a little detail, but that can not make or break a movie, but that can enhance your experience much more. Because I feel like in the other Marvel movies, we're watching some of the costumes and they look really plasticky, or they look like this weird dull material. It looks like it doesn't look real. It doesn't look like they're moving with it. It
Hmm.
just looks like or they have this monotone color suit where it's like they're wearing like a jumpsuit.
Or the
And it's
Iron Man floating head look.
yeah, and I'm like, okay, maybe 10 or 15 years ago you can get away with that shit. But when you have other movies like Dune or Avatar, even though I don't personally love the movie like that, where their costumes are just it looks like wow, you can pull that out like your closet right now.
Hmm.
You can't get away with that no more. The costumes looking like plastic or cheap toys and stuff like that. You have to have put some effort. It doesn't cost too much. Like that in the grand scheme of things, relative to the budget of CGI, spending that money on costumes doesn't cost too much. And I wish more Marvel movies took that serious because that could enhance the experience instead of like looking back at Thor. Like I'm gonna bring up Love and Thunder. The costumes in that movie was horrible. It looked
Oh,
like
facts.
they were wearing like plastic children toys you buy at Party City or some shit like that.
Hmm.
So it didn't look like it just looked like your action figures. They look like action figures on screen. And
Man, get somebody to make a costume for the main character, the stunt man. Maybe get a couple of them just in case somebody rip it or tear something. And you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
That's what I was thinking about as well. The amount of money that it must take to CGI all of that, bro. Oh my god.
you could just put the money into good costumes and you got it. Like
Hmm.
even John Wick, which is a action movie, their costumes are really really good. Like every
Shit, it
no
was just suits.
What blazers, nigga? Come on.
yeah, but no, but you can have Blade. But look, everyone looks sharp in that movie though. It didn't look
It,
like you got the suits from Joseph A. Bank. They actually went
right.
and tailored the suits for everyone and looked good. Even that getting the fit right on people, that's a plus. Some movies you're like you just doused them in gallons of makeup, and look at all the makeup on a person. Wow, and it's like yeah, he kind of looks funky still. Like they kind of got every character like in this movie like tailored right.
The only nigga that looked crazy in this movie to me, just staring at like the more I looked at him, the more I didn't like how he looked. Was the nigga with the metal mohawk? I know his dad was the blue nigga.
Oh, Raglan,
I hated that nigga mohawk. Every time I looked at, it, I'm like, this shit look
Yeah,
trash.
yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Just as a character, I hate the way he looks as a character. Like,
he got that doofy ass look,
and
like
and he run like
yeah.
fucking What's the nigga from Fairly Odd Parents? The nigga Crocker. He looked like
Oh
Crocker,
yeah, Mr. Parker.
and that's one of my critiques as well. I'm gonna get into it when after Tyrek done.
Oh, but I'm pretty much done. I'm just sad because I get why we're not gonna get another Guardians movie, and you have to make things end. Things gotta die. I don't believe in making things run. Things run its course, and you end it.
Yeah.
I'm happy that the trilogy. I'll say this: this is the most consistent trilogy the MCU's had, and I don't think we're gonna get another trilogy like this. Like, this is gonna be like every movie was great. The second
Spider-Man
one,
You
trilogy
didn't
was
think
better.
Spider-Man 3
Yeah.
was great?
Spider-Man trilogy was better.
Spider-Man trilogy is
Spider-Man.
not to me. Vulture. I didn't
What?
like. I didn't like the. I
What
didn't
about the
like.
Captain?
I didn't like No Way Home like that. Green Goblin made the movie for me, but the rest of the movie is pretty weak. Homecoming was boring. Far From Home I liked. I like Far From Home. That was
I'm
pretty
talking
good.
about. I'm talking about the original Spider-Man
Original.
trilogy, not the new.
I mean MCU, just MCU.
Oh,
Um,
oh, oh,
yeah,
oh.
MCU trilogies. This is probably gonna be the best one. This is the best it's gonna get.
What about compared to Captain America's
I,
trilogy?
I didn't like. I didn't like
I hate
Civil
Captain
War. I didn't like Civil War. I didn't like the first Captain
What?
America. Nope. I like
Civil War was
Winter
weak,
Soldier.
definitely
Winter Soldier
too.
was probably my favorite MCU movie though. I'll give him
The
that.
first, I think the first two Captain America movies are good to great.
Civil
Well,
War was fire.
first
I
one
like
is
it.
good. Second one for Winter Soldier is fire, great.
Bro, how do
But I
y'all
can see
like
your point about
Captain
Civil War.
America?
Civil War is fire. I don't like.
Civil
Captain
War
America.
was a civil dispute, and I always say that joke. I'm gonna keep saying it because that movie should have been made at a later date. It should have been made after Avengers, not before.
Mm.
That's
They
the
should have.
problem with. Oh, go
What?
ahead.
I mean, that's fine, but the movie was still good.
I don't think it was good at all. I just thought it was like, hey, we need to introduce Spider-Man. We need to introduce Black Panther. Go. That's what they
No,
did.
it had a really good, strong storyline. I thought, and in my opinion, that movie is the best we've seen Black Panther. He was.
Hey,
They
that
did
was
Black
the
Panther
scene
better
when he
than his
talking
own movie.
about.
Damn.
About it.
Damn, yeah, that was when he was running down the street, right?
Bro, he was going
Yeah.
crazy. He was beating Captain America. He was going crazy in that movie.
Yeah, but my thing is like, there's more to Black Panther than him looking cool. In the comics, he's a really smart guy.
I'm not even
Him
talking
and
about that. I'm
May,
just talking about
but
what you watch a superhero movie
really,
for. The action and the fight scenes were better. Black Panther's action scenes were better in that movie than his own movie.
oh yeah,
to me.
for sure. But that just tells you how overrated the Black Panther movies are.
But not. Oh, but the reason why they did that is, bro, if you debut, think about the gravity of that. We haven't had a black superhero like that since what, Blade?
Pretty much.
Fucking
Mhm.
what? The nigga that got the eye patch. I'm blanking on his name now.
Nick Fury.
Mick Fury. Like, who do we have in MCU that's black? So of course, if they gonna put him in the movie,
Rhodey,
huh?
Rhodey, War Machine. I was making,
Now we got Iron Man. Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta think about it. If they gonna debut Black Panther, nigga, they gotta make him look crazy for all of us to be like, we need that movie. We need that movie. What I hate is when the movie come out and then they're like a toned down, more pacifist version. I hate when they make superheroes seem pacifist, bro. It's like, yeah, I just don't. It's like, how Batman don't kill nobody. We
yeah.
already know that DC has grimier movies in present day, right? I hate when Marvel try to do the good shit, bro. I liked it. Like, there was a scene in Guardians of the Galaxy when they went to the top and they was about to fight the High Evolutionary. Dude said, nah, all right, now kill him. Like, I was like, let's go. The fact that he said kill them, I was like, let's fucking go. Or when Gamora, the green girl, when she just shot the girl in the leg, I actually was like, what the fuck? They just showed that? Like, she just shot her in the thigh and she was just screaming. And I
Yeah.
was like, did anybody else get shocked by that? I thought that was like very like
Well, I thought it was on
very
brand
candid and real, huh?
it was on brand for a character. So, well,
I,
because
I just didn't expect it, bro. Because a lot of times, not saying that it's off screen, but usually the violence is they get shot and then they just get blown away, whatever. They just showed the hole in her thigh and she just started screaming. I was like, what the fuck?
well, that's what the Netflix shows used to be really visceral. Like the Netflix show, they
Daredevil, yeah.
people breaking their neck, getting shot up. Like the deaths in those shows used to be really, really brutal. That's why I was like, damn. When they stop the shows on Netflix and they're gonna put them on Plus now, and like there's a new Daredevil season. I'm not expecting them to go that fucking visceral with the violence. Yeah, I didn't expect them to show all that in Guardians, but because it's alien violence, they're like they're
That's it. That's the
humanoid.
thing too.
They're not like
Yep.
humans. They can kind of go that far in the movies.
Mhm.
Because no one's gonna give a fuck if you shoot an alien in the fucking face. They're also alien,
Yeah.
whatever. But if you do that to Peter Quill, like people are gonna be like, what the fuck? So they kind of have a leeway with that because it's different when you're shooting.
Also, that was
What?
also one of the funniest scenes in the movie when he was like flirting with her. He's like, I'm not that stupid. I just need to get in the computer. And he just
Yeah.
started hacking. I'm like, bro, that shit was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like,
I
it's like-
legit laughed out loud. I was like, I'm not that stupid. And he just started
yeah.
bombing on that girl. I can go next.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I just won my Rocket League game. That's all I was waiting on. So for
Cool.
me, I'm gonna start off with the stuff I like. Off rip, giving it an 8 out of 10. What gives it an 8 out of 10 for me is the gore and mutilation. This movie is dark. And one thing I love about superhero movies, stop trying to cotton candy the movie. If the world is in danger, if niggas is dying, entire races are, keep in mind, we watched an entire planet get scorched.
Hmm.
We
And we
watched
got
an
an F bomb.
entire
And we got an F bomb.
and an F bomb. We watched an entire planet just casually we saw kids, family, they had portraits, they had cars, jobs, all of them just died. But the fact that they're furries, we don't think about it that much, right? Any other Marvel movie, I would have just been like, all right, so we just gonna brush over the fact that this nigga just killed millions of people. Okay, cool. It's like the Thanos snap. The only reason why Thanos snap wasn't gory is because they turned in a little dust. It's like, oh, I don't want to die. Bro, let these niggas scream. Be like, ah, like show that they're literally fading away. Niggas was just like acting like they left the garage door open. Nigga, you're fading away. Why are we just looking at each other like we left some at the crib? So when I saw that these animals had raw, bloody, mechanical legs, chests, their arms were ripped off, but they had mechanical arms, I was like, oh my God, like they actually showing something. Like if I was a little kid, this shit would scare me. I'm not gonna lie. Like if I was like 10, 11, and we going to see Guardians of the Galaxy and I'm seeing this weasel with a fucking mechanical spine and bloody neck and shit. Remember, she had to dab her little thing and wipe the blood off a Rocket Raccoon. So I really enjoyed that. Um, the fight scene in the tunnel. To me, this was Avengers level fight scene. This could have been on an Avengers movie. What's they call it? A straight cut? What do they call it?
Hold on, one
Oh,
shot.
doing a slow mo
One
shit.
shot. That's what it's called. One shot. That one shot in that tunnel, when I got home, I went on YouTube and watched it again, like 2 or 3 times. That one shot was fire. Everyone had their moment of shine. Mantis only did one move where she flipped a nigga into the group. I don't care about Mantis, so I didn't care. But that was in it. That was a crazy scene, and I loved every piece of that. The humor in this movie was hilarious. This is one of the funnier Marvel movies. People thought Ant-Man was corny. They thought it was forced. I remember one of y'all made a comment saying like the I keep blanking on names. The nigga with the big head. Um
Darren Cross
no.
or
Yeah, but
Modoc.
I'm talking about the character name.
Small
The
Modoc.
Mega Mind nigga. Modoc,
Modoc,
yes.
yeah. Yeah.
People thought he was corny and wasn't funny. I thought he was hilarious. Every time he was on screen, I was just laughing. Like even when he was like, I guess I'm an Avenger now. Like that shit was hilarious to me. But the humor in this movie, Batista, I don't think Dave Bautista is this amazing actor. I've given my comments on him before. He's in other movies. The most thing he has to do is stare at a camera and be big. That's the most he has to do. But I do give him credit because he's venturing out, outside of, Fast Furious type movies. Um, that nigga is hilarious on this movie, and it's because he's so deadpan. Y'all remember the scene where he had the chips and he was like, "There's no more," and then he ate another chip. Simple, very
Yeah.
funny. The scene where we saw in the trailer, he's like, "Okay, we'll just kill one little stupid person and nobody ever loved." Hilarious. When he tricked Mantis to get on the bike, he's like, "Get on," and she's like, "Where are we going?" And he looked at, she's like, "We're just gonna drive to the ship." And he just stared at her, and she's like, "Okay," and then he just drove off. That shit had me dying. He was like, "We just gonna drive." We gonna drive over there to the ship. I was like, this nigga hilarious. I thought that was hilarious.
Did you like when they used the F bomb? Did they wait? Did
I
they,
Open the fucking door, I think.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Nope, I laughed. Nobody in the theater laughed when he said that. I thought that was funny. I said, "Let's go."
It's a
Star Lord was
PG-13
funny.
movie, so I guess they had one F word to
Yeah,
use.
you get one in PG-13. Star Lord was a funny. Like I said, he was like, "Man, I ain't lying. I just need to get in the system." Hack that. The scene where he was like, looking at Gamora, not Gamora, the android. What's the fucking blue
Nebula.
Nebula? He was looking at her like, your eyes are kind of, that was funny. I felt like the
Yeah.
humor was really funny in this movie. I really liked it. It wasn't like the corny Marvel where every sentence, because there was a time, I know y'all remember, every sentence was a joke or a setup for a joke in a long, like with the Robert Downey Jr.'s, the Captain America, them, like that string of Marvel movies. It was almost painful for me to watch those movies. I damn near was just going to the movie to see the next plot point for the MCU. Um, I agree with Tyrek. The graphics, the outfits, the characters, the world building, phenomenal. Anytime I see a Marvel movie, I look to see if this movie makes me feel. Did y'all ever watch Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
Yep, a long time ago.
The
But
way that so anytime nowadays, and since I was a kid when I saw that movie, I think that's just like my bar. Guardians of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the world building in that movie was, I loved it. Like, you just go to a planet and that's just the characters on this movie. We press the button and everything in the movie changes. Now we're made of yarn. Now we're made of fruit. There's this world where the street signs just pop out of the sand and slap you in the face depending on where you, shit like that just makes it believable. This movie gave me that. When it went to the facility where it was actually in an organism and the niggas had the bubble suits on, I love that part. Like, they sold it. The internals of that, the outfits, the characters, even the nigga that was joking saying the dude he works with is annoying, and that was an ongoing joke. Was like, I get it, bro. I get it. I got one of those too. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
when
When he
he
was in
was
the organism, he's like, I got a nephew like that too.
Yes, bro.
that
That
was Ryan, yeah, that dude, yeah.
fam. That movie was
Nathan Drake's the dude they wanted to play Nathan Drake, Nathan Fillion.
yes,
Yeah,
bro.
Mhm.
He was hilarious. Like
yeah.
my dad was legit. Pause. Open mouth laughing like next to me when he when he was like, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Shut up. Like I was cracking up. Actual good emotion in this movie. I didn't cry. I'm with Tyrek. I brought my piece with me in the movie. But that scene, and maybe because I got 4 cats and I've had a bunch of pets. When Rocket Raccoon got thrown in that cage and he looked at that weasel and said, "Hurts," nigga, I went, like I had to look around. I was like, hold on, man, be a man, bro. I had to look around, make sure nobody around me, bro. Like,
That movie made you cry?
it didn't make me cry, but nigga, that's the first word that he can say as a mutant. And the first word he looks at while he's shaking is "hurts." Nigga, I was like, fuck, yeah.
It's sad. Like I didn't
That was
cry.
sad.
I have pets too, and I felt pretty. I'm like, damn. That's why I'm trying to say I never had a Marvel movie made me feel like this before.
Yes, bro. And like I said, it's probably because I got a lot of cats, and even just past week, I had to take my one of my cats to the vet because her eyes are swollen. Like, pets can't, they can't translate pain. Like, they're all built to. Anyway, I'm going to no tangent, but him saying that word "hurts," I didn't expect that to like make me actually feel sad for the character. Even watching him walk around when he was like learning how to walk on his feet, and he's like following the high evolutionary, but he tiny as hell, and he like that whole scene what it had to do for me. It made me feel bad for Rocket Raccoon. Um, the villain, the high evolutionary, I feel like he acted his ass off. I feel like he went into this movie knowing if I want to, I can steal the show. And personally, I feel like he stole the show. Like, I know y'all didn't like how he became so rampant at the end of the movie, but watching that slow decline to insanity, um, try it again, burn them. I don't care, kill anything. We go on to the next. Get it to where Rocket Raccoon. How did you know that was the And then he's like, obsessed with Rocket Raccoon's brain, that he needs that brain to make the perfect society, because without invention that they're just gonna be do what they're told to do, or just routine. Um, I loved it. Even when he was like when Rocket Raccoon said it's the gas that's going into the chamber that's making the turtles too angry, or the animals, he was like, okay, well, what do you want me to do with Rocket and that group? And he was like, what? Just burn them. What are you talking about? I was like, oh shit. And then there was another one where he told Rocket to his face, he was like, you're an abomination, 3562. You're not going to the new world, don't you get it? And he just laughed at him and walked off with a sweaty forehead. I was like, it's hard. Like, I fuck with him. Like, to me, he's really showing like I'm evil, nigga. Yeah, fuck it. I'm doing this for the. And of course, every villain and Star Lord spoke about in the movie. I don't need your 5-minute think piece on why you're saving the world and you're the reason why. And a nigga next to me legit said, "Amen, brother," in the movie. I was like, shut up. Like, this nigga really felt that, but he spoke to it. Now, what I don't like about the movie, although I just said I really like the villain, it felt Power Ranger ish to me. And I don't know if it was because he was purple. I don't know if it's because his face had the staples, which I did like. I like the way his face looked because it added to the gore and mutilation of how dark this act. How think about it. This is a dark situation. He's literally taking tiny animals, ripping them apart, and making them mechanically to other shit. Um, at times he did feel Power Ranger ish, and I think it was literally just because he was so bombastic in his acting. He was so unga bunga that it just I don't know. Sometimes it was a little over the top, but I liked it. Um, I wish we saw more Rocket Raccoon fight scenes. Like I said, that one shot in the tunnel, I got hype. But that's really the only time we see Rocket Raccoon go crazy. And for me, I love Bradley Cooper. I love that they randomly chose him for his voice. I really wanted to see Rocket Raccoon go crazy. We got the scene where he was a baby. He shot the niggas in there when he escaped. I thought that was fire. He ran to the ship. He got in the ship front, like learned how to ride it while he's driving the. I just really wanted more scenes on him. Um, what I didn't like as well, the acting is abysmal in this movie for certain characters. If I never see Mantis on the screen again, I'll be happy. Nebula's acting is terrible to me. I don't know about y'all, but that little "Hey, Star Lord," that voice annoyed me the whole fucking movie. I've been doing that voice to myself for the past week. That voice is ass.
I think
Even
it's
my
not
girl, huh?
intentional. I think it's intentional though.
It is intentional, but it's different if the voice you're doing doesn't sound forced. It sounds like her voice, her throat hurts after every scene, and it's not like one of them voice actors where I can just do a deep voice the entire movie. I don't think about it, you know. It feels like she's going out of her skill set. Like it's like, bro, you uh, don't look at me like that. I'm like, what it's not cool. Even my girl was laughing at the fact that she don't know how to run in a movie. That's another one of my things. Some of these characters needed stunt doubles because watching them run felt like we was watching our substitute teachers run around and do action scenes. When Nebula wasn't in CGI with her neck breaking to the side and her arm going back to whatever, it was kind of painful watching them move around. Um, and another complaint I have, and this is maybe just in Marvel movies in general, for these to be nobodies, quote unquote nobodies, these aren't the Spider-Mans, these aren't the Fantastic Fours, these aren't the Avengers or whatever. The stakes never feel high, but every Marvel movie we see, they save the world. Ant-Man. I don't care about Ant-Man. No one cares about Ant-Man in the MCU, right? They was calling this nigga Peter Parker. Like nobody cares about Ant-Man, and he makes a joke about it, but he's just casually saving the entire world. Okay, cool. Um, Guardians of the Galaxy, they just flying around the galaxy, chilling, chilling, chilling. We saved the world. Black Panther. Uh, these niggas on in the water. They said if we don't do this, they gonna fight the entire world. Okay, we stopped them. We saved. So it's just like every movie. I get it. There has to be a reason for this movie to be there, but I don't know. Maybe it's like I said. Maybe it's the superhero movie fatigue. But I'm looking at these niggas and I'm just like, there's no way 365 days out of the year, every single one of y'all is. Oh, I saved the entire universe. Yeah, I just did that yesterday. Yeah, like I get it. It's superheroes. It's not real. But some of these stakes, I'm just like, really,
Yeah,
like
but that's like part of the trope, though, of like
and
this
I know that
superhero.
I'm speaking to what it really is, and it's like I can't be mad at that. But it's just like the movie Shang-Chi. Why do we need a Shang-Chi movie? Or
You mean like formulate still?
yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's just like, of course, because as a movie, the character has to prove their worth as to why we're watching it, and it's well, they're saving the world, they're saving America, and I'm like, okay, but so all in all, to me, it's an 8 out of 10. Honestly, the reason why it's not perfect to me is because I was legit getting annoyed by the acting throughout the movie. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much all my notes on it.
Mm.
Shoot.
I'm gonna keep my thoughts short and simple. This the best Marvel movie since Spider-Man: No Way Home, easily by far to me. Um, it's cool. I'm gonna be real. I don't understand the smoke y'all blowing up James Gunn ass. He alright. Me personally, nigga, all his movies they have the same tone, style, and humor, nigga. It, the Guardians movies, they all the same, low key, nigga. I don't get what y'all, bro. DC movies are about to come Marvel movies, nigga. I don't understand the hype for real. Good movie by the way. I softened on it. as I after I seen it.
Wait, you feel like it's about to be a DC movies returning MCU?
So I'm telling you, they
He's
about to
Red
all
Pig.
feel
He's
like
not.
Marvel movies,
The
bro.
difference is he's not directing or making every single DC movie. He's
He's just
producing like Kevin Feige's producing, but he's hiring different writers and directors to do other things. The only thing he's doing so far is
But,
Superman, but he's already
but
he's
most
already
of these
spoke on that, and he
Marvel
says
movies are
Superman is
Superman.
not going to be the same tone as like how Guardians or Suicide Squad was because it's a different character. So
We gonna see.
the thing is he's done stuff like Peace Walker where like I'm like, you know what? He can do the mature shit too and still keep his flair that he wants in his movies. Yes, he can get a little bit too into his own self and like
Yes,
leave
that's what I'm saying.
imprint.
It get a sense of like he very self-serving and he only promote characters and stories that he himself is interested in my
Which,
opinion.
Why wouldn't you want somebody directing a movie that he's
I
interested in?
mean, I mean, yeah, but it's like he's not. Come on, he's not gonna be interested in every character over at DC, bro. Every character is not gonna get that sense of treatment, like how he treated the Guardians of the Galaxy, or I
Okay,
but
guess.
well,
he's not
let me
making
let
every
me
movie,
speak.
so it doesn't
Let me
matter. It's up to the
hold
director.
on. Let me ask you a question
producing
then.
each of them, so he's gonna have a say of what's going on in that movie.
Okay, but same thing as Kevin Feige.
But
You think Kevin Feige cares about every single Marvel character?
yes,
he it seemed like he do, nigga.
You don't.
yes.
But you
No,
don't.
no, it doesn't.
You
No, it
He
doesn't.
He only can say
he
about
writes
villains.
it up.
Most of the characters, yeah, is different.
He has to. Though. Kevin Feige's like he coordinates this shit. So what he wants a character to do, they have to follow what he does. That's why Marvel Productions fucked up. Because remember, they filmed the CGI scenes before they film the regular scenes because they already have a roadmap of what they want to do for the movie. Because they're following what the producers and what the executive producer wants, and that's Kevin Feige. So
Right.
I don't think James.
They build around what Kevin Feige want, basically.
Yeah, I don't think James Gunn is going to be that controlling, but I feel like he's going to stir him in the right direction to have like a cohesive story. Because that's the thing DC was missing. They don't have a
they don't
cohesive.
have any
Yeah,
continuity.
it's too much. It's like the way they started off and the way they tried to. What they did was backwards. They try to make a big team up movie first and then diverge
Yeah.
instead of converging onto the team movie. That fucked them up. But yeah, go ahead, Rep. Like finish what you were saying. But
Yeah, Guardians was cool. This movie felt like Loki felt like a rocket movie for the most part. It was heartbreaking and all that shit. Um, Other than that, I ain't. This movie was alright to me. It was cool. Um, I don't. I want to know. My big question out of this movie is how is Star-Lord gonna fit into whatever the fuck going on in Phase 3?
Well, he's on Earth now, so
no,
I assume he's just going to join the next set of Avengers.
I mean, he's part celestial, so
Oh shit.
I don't think that part died with him as people thought it did. I still think he's has that. And remember, there's a celestial on Earth that's still there that they ignoring from Eternals movie. It looks like
Oh
Marvel's
yeah.
ignoring that shit. There's a big ass golden fucking 80-foot one right
It's
there.
already confirmed. I don't know if y'all saw it. Well, I can't say confirmed, but it's been
80
leaked.
foot one. Wait, what?
He's talking
I
about.
didn't see
Did you see Eternals, Alex?
No,
Okay.
So there's a celestial on the planet right now.
just chilling.
Yeah, it's inactive.
It's
just
dormant.
chilling.
It came up
Yeah,
out of the ground.
yeah.
It was about to come to life, and they stopped it. That's the plot of the movie.
And I'm pretty sure Peter Quill is gonna take his activated, or he's gonna get his powers back from that shit.
It's not confirmed by Marvel, obviously, because they wouldn't fucking do that. But multiple insiders have said that the next Captain America, I think it is the one with Falcon. It's a plot point to that movie where, basically they find adamantium on that celestial, and it has some plot points in that movie.
And that's how they like start up like the next
Project X.
X-Men.
Yeah, so
That's-
it's they say it's gonna be involved in that movie somehow.
What powers would Star Lord have if he?
The powers his dad had.
I didn't. I don't. I only
You
saw.
know what I mean?
Well, they changed
I
it.
only saw pieces of it. I never watched it all in one
So
sitting.
basically, he's like a reality warp, like reality warping type of shit. Really strong, can like change shit on a molecular level, that type of stuff. But you kind of have to watch Eternals. 'Cause that will give you a better idea of what they can do.
Okay.
Even though that movie's boring as hell, and
It's
I love it.
it's not boring. Now I want Red Pack. I want to ask you real quick because hearing you talk about the
Yeah.
movie, you saying, it's cool, it's okay. I don't really see why you guys hyping up James Gunn. It's a cool movie. But when you saw the movie, I mean, you was in the chat,
Yeah, I loved it. I loved
Guardians
it.
is fire, all caps.
Yeah, I
Guardians
loved
is
it. And
fire. It's the best movie.
softened
So
on it.
like,
I
what is it?
softened
Is
on
it
it,
is
and
it
I
is
was
it is
like,
it amazing? Is it not amazing? What's going on?
it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
Okay, I'm just
I
checking.
just said I softened on it. To me, I didn't feel like any true stakes in the movie. It didn't have. I didn't feel like it contributed to the MCU as a whole. And I
It
mean,
didn't,
that's
but
not
that
how
was
I
the
would think.
point.
Yeah, so felt
He
like it was
for
good.
one, I'm gonna tell you two things that I picked up, and he kind of James Gunn kind of talked about this too in some interviews I've seen. The first two movies they gave you the stakes, right? The first movie sets up Thanos and the Infinity Stones. The second movie, his dad is trying to take over his dad put fucking what was those things he put on Earth? He put some shit on Earth that he's trying to take over the Earth. Like they gave you stakes with the first two movies. This movie, they kind of stripped it down a little bit. It's a Guardians movie. It's self-contained. They're trying to save their best friend. Two reasons I think that works. One, it kind of gives some character development to pretty much all the characters. Most of the characters in this in the Guardians, like most of the cast, they have um they reach like the tip of their character development, right? We get to see Rocket's past and his trauma that he never wanted to talk about, and he gets to confront it and move past it. We get to see Drax. People were complaining about how Drax is just a comedic relief. He's a dummy. We get to actually see him, a different side of him in this movie. You get to see Peter Quill move on from Gamora and try to, find his life after her. So there's a lot of focusing on the characters of the Guardians. And on top of that, this is James Gunn's last Guardians movie. He's not doing another Guardians movie. He probably won't do another Marvel movie for at least for a very long time. It doesn't make sense for him to set up a movie with characters that he's kind of helped build that somebody else is going to take over. You know what I mean? It only makes sense for him to kind of wrap it up on his own terms. So I think that's why he did it too. Because I feel like he didn't want to put himself in the position that he was in the last time. And what I mean by that is when he did Guardians 2, if y'all remember, he had got fired after that movie came out because of the tweets that they have people had dug up.
The tweets.
Because
What
he
was he talking about?
well, they people, you know how they do on Twitter, Alex. They find tweets from 10 fucking years ago, 15 years ago. He said some like edgy jokes on Twitter, that people didn't like, and so they had brought him up.
Racist.
I don't remember any racist ones. He did say some bad like pedophile jokes.
Oh yeah, I did. People call
But
him pedophile.
people were bringing that shit up, and Marvel fired him, and everybody was mad. Even the cast stood behind him. So they eventually rehired him, but this is what's crazy. When he was fired, there was no plans. They were going to do Guardians 3 without him. And if you remember, the Guardians were in Infinity War and Endgame. They said like he really didn't have no input on how they were portrayed in those movies. It even I didn't even notice until recently. They said in Guardians 2, you know how Star-Lord had the mask and those jet boots?
Yeah.
They got destroyed in Guardians 2. And I had forgot all about that. They got destroyed, but when you see him in fucking Infinity War, he has them back again. Because the Russo brothers forgot about it and put it in the movie. And that's why if you notice in Guardians 3, he doesn't have the boots or the mask. Because James Gunn went back and did it the way it was supposed to be done. But just shit like that. I don't think he wanted to like use
You want
use
Gamora to die either.
Yeah, see, I don't think he wanted to set up Guardians 3 to like set up another movie where he wasn't going to have any input. So I think that's why he wrapped up everything and made it a self-contained movie. But yeah.
Because the Russo brothers didn't watch the movie. This is the thing. They're really MCU is not as coordinated as people think. A lot of these directors don't watch other movies, and it's like they forget it. That's why a lot of stuff, like in the Thor movies, they forget a lot of the powers Thor got. Or in other movies, they forget, like, bro, this dude got this power. Like, he couldn't solve this problem easy as fuck. But Guardians suffered. I think that's why Adam Warlock suffered this movie, was because he had to like not undo stuff. He had to like take into account all the shit that happened in Infinity War and Endgame, and like it affected how Guardians 3 went because he had to like accept those conditions that were met in those movies. And that's why a lot of the shit in the movie, like the Adam Warlock plot, got lost because Adam Warlock is a character that's supposed to show when Thanos shows up, and he didn't show up when that happened. And they waited 6 years after the last movie to come out, and now it's like this plot line that's continued from the second movie. But it's been so long since we saw Adam Warlock in that pod. It's like, who really cares about it now? So even the director didn't give a shit no more about it. That's why they made it into a joke character, which I don't really blame it anymore because the way how the Russo brothers fucked everything up for everybody else. So it's more of a thing where Marvel, this is what happens when you share a universe with people and you have different writers and different directors. They're gonna fuck shit up, just like in comic books. You have different people writing different characters, and they're gonna fuck the continuity up. And that's just something it's like something you gotta accept. That's how comic books are. The movies are gonna do that too.
Nigga, that's crazy to think that I don't have to go watch that last movie. It makes your stuff is the same.
Yeah, they do it in comics all the time. They do it in anime. Sometimes you'll see that shit where you're watching anime and you're like, yo, they forget like last season, like or there's someone or if they change writers or something like that. That's why you need one consistent person that's always watching and keeping control of what's going on. Star Wars is supposed to have it with the story group, even though they don't really do their job like that. That's why I wish they've had someone that's able, like some type of story group at MCU, so they could keep control of this shit, so it makes sense. Can't canonically make sense. But they don't really have that. They just got one guy calling the shots, and he doesn't really keep track of this shit.
You know what's what's crazy? Or go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
I was gonna ask, do you think that's why the fact that they put his mask back in there? You think that's why he put emphasis on him literally freezing and his face blowing up because he didn't have his helmet at the end of
yeah,
the movie
yeah,
before he
Yeah.
died?
that's exactly why
He didn't have his jet boots either. He couldn't fly back.
Damn, he probably saw that and said, "All right, I'm gonna show y'all why he would have died because this is why he don't have that shit no more."
Yeah, it's kind of some. I mean, I don't blame him for doing that because it's like that's his movie, it's his character, even though he didn't make the character, but that's his character he developed, and
Yeah.
the Russos
That's the way
probably-
the character is portrayed in all mediums now.
yeah.
So,
So it's just annoying how like a director got to like account for another director not giving a fuck about your work. It's not as cohesive as people think it is. It's just that's just the thing with comics and everything like this. It's always
One thing
gonna
I'll
be
say
like,
about James Gunn, when it comes to what he's done with these characters, and Tyrek kind of talked about that before. Before the first movie came out, nobody gave a fuck about the Guardians.
At all.
Like their
I didn't know
comics
they
weren't big. They weren't big characters. He made them into a group that people could actually care about and that they were fun to watch, to the point where, like Red Pick said, every time we get any type of Guardians material since then, it's all based around what James Gunn did with the characters. All the video games, the new comics, they're all based off of what he set up because it works.
yeah.
But Red Pick, did you want to add something before I go on real quick?
no, you go.
Okay.
8
So
out of 10.
I won't talk about it too long. What I'll say is I like the overall storyline of this movie. I kind of like that it was a little bit smaller in scale and it focused on just them saving Rocket. I thought it was great. I like the tone of it. You know, for the past few years, we've been getting a lot of like goofy movies in the MCU. And even though Guardians is known for its jokes, this was a very like heavy movie, right? Very dark, very emotional. I thought it was a good balance. He kind of did the same thing with Peacemaker. I don't know if all of y'all has seen that on HBO. It's kind of a similar thing where it's a comedic show, but it has a lot of heavy moments in it too. So it's a good mix. He's good at mixing that type of stuff. But one thing I did like that he did, we talked about how he kept in the fact that Star-Lord didn't have his helmet and boots in the second movie. One of the things that he did that I thought was interesting, if you remember, in what was it? Is it Infinity War or Endgame where Gamora died? I think it was Infinity War, right?
Infinity War.
Mhm.
So she dies in that movie. When this in Endgame, she comes back. It's not really her. It's her from the past, and she jumps timelines or whatever. And she doesn't have her memories, obviously, because it's before the Guardians. When this before this Guardians came out, this new one, a lot of people, including me, were just assuming like, oh well, they're gonna go on an adventure together and they're gonna fall back in love. I like that he didn't do that. He kept it like, and she says it multiple times throughout the movie, like, no, that's like that person you were in love with is not me. Like I'm a different person. We're not the same, right? It would have been very easy for them to just like, happily ever after it and just make them fall back in love again like nothing ever happened. I like that he didn't do that because it also showed, like, again, the character development. We get to see Peter actually having to move on from that loss. He doesn't just get to automatically have that happy ending. I thought that was really good how they did that. I
I
liked
think she
how we
gonna
got
come
to
back.
see Rocket's backstory. The first time I saw his backstory was actually in the Guardians Telltale game, I think it is. In that game, and it's not a very good Telltale game. I played a lot of Telltale games. That one is not very good to me, but it does show you Rocket's backstory in that game. So that's actually where the first time I saw it, and I liked it then too. So I'm glad they got to finally show that this time. We get to see a different side of Rocket. He's not just a fucking, asshole who's always wisecracking jokes. We get to see he actually went through some shit. Like, and anything that he did in the first two movies or whatever we saw him, where he felt like he was an asshole or whatever, it's kind of justified. That nigga been through some shit. Um, but yeah, overall, really good movie. I think it was a great send off. It's kind of bittersweet though because even though it's been like 10 years basically of the Guardians, they came out in 2014. Been 9 years. It's like, I'm gonna be real. I can speak for myself. I don't get tired of seeing them together. Like, this is a group of characters that you could do so much with. So many adventures, and you could just keep going on and on. And I wouldn't get tired of it because it's just fun seeing them together.
Hmm.
So it is kind of sad that it's the last time. Maybe we'll get to see them all come back in the next big Avengers movie, but um, but yeah, I thought it was a great send off. And the only thing I want to add, it's kind of crazy how, in the midst of all the dog shit we've been getting in the MCU, we get this great movie, and then we go right back to dog shit. It's kind of crazy. It's like, damn, like it's
Wait, what's
nothing.
the dog shit?
I mean,
You talking about that
the
Marvel
next
movie?
movie after this is Captain Marvel 2. Then
Oh,
Oh
it's
God.
The
then
Marvels.
then next year I think
Like
it's
Captain
the
Marvel is gonna be good.
Thunderbolts. I don't know anything. The Thunderbolts, I don't know. It might be good. It ain't gonna be as good as Guardians. I'm willing to bet. I think Blade is supposed to come out next year too.
Oh
Now,
God.
Blade, they had to stop like production of it because of the writer's
Yeah, they
strike.
did. But the movie Blade
Oh
is
yeah.
not scheduled to come out till October. So depending how long this strike go, they might still be able to make that deadline.
That's true.
We
We gotta
gotta
wait and see with that one.
The last strike lasted, I think they said, um,
4 months.
Like a
yeah,
hundred,
4
days.
yeah, like 4 months. This one, I was listening to a podcast actually with one of the writers. He's on strike. He was saying he thinks that this one could last until about mid September. His guess. So we'll see. But
Man,
yeah, that's all I want to say about Guardians. Great movie. Oh yeah, one thing I do want to add: all three of these movies, bro, some of the best visuals in the MCU. Period. I'm talking about
mm.
visual, special effects, the colors, the way they use colors in the Guardians movie. And I remember feeling the same way when I saw the first one. Because up until that point, there was no movie in MCU that was using colors like that. The way that they use colors in these movies is amazing. And it really gives you that like otherworldly feel when they go to different planets or different locations. I just love how he uses colors in the movies, and it makes them look amazing. Like when you watch them in like 4K HDR. I saw it in Dolby yesterday. It looked amazing.
Yeah, I saw the
Um,
Dolby too. Real
so
colorful.
yeah,
It popped.
yeah,
yeah, the
Yeah,
sound, sound effects too in this movie are really, really good.
yeah.
yeah. It is.
The lasers sound good. The weapons. Um, it's like really well like shot movie, well produced. Like a lot of movies skimp out on the sound, and I
Oh
felt
yeah,
like
the soundtrack, the sound, bro.
oh, the soundtrack was great too.
All three movies fire soundtrack. This one, see the thing I like about James Gunn, I listen to a lot of music, a lot of different genres and shit. I like how he be putting me on, bro. He be playing a lot of shit that I never heard. Obviously, because he's way fucking older than me. He's like in his 40s, but like um his I don't know his song selection is great. So I don't know how y'all feel about this one specifically, but I love the soundtrack in this movie too.
There some good songs in this movie. I need to go back and check out the soundtrack, but overall, it is another solid addition of of a soundtrack for his Guardians movies. And the songs that are picked aren't just like, oh, okay, we'll just throw in songs. There's songs that actually match the story beats that are going on while they're playing. So I like that in terms of how it's implemented into the movie.
I wouldn't mad at it. I kind of feel like this is like every movie has like white soul, like that's the genre.
White soul.
Oh god, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, it's a great send off. They're gonna miss him. I know Red Pen don't really fuck with like think he's probably a little overrated, but I'm like,
Yeah, he overrated. I ain't say he bad. He overrated.
it's just he made characters no as Juan said earlier. He made characters no one absolutely even comic book heads did not give a fuck about. Like they were not selling comics. They're probably not selling comics now, but people actually know about these characters enough where they have a video game made about them. And I haven't played the game, but everyone said the game is pretty
Yeah, good
decent.
game. You need to play it.
So it's like for
Yeah,
him,
it's a really good.
that's because of James Gunn. That's not because it could be a good game, like but that game does not get made if Guardians 1 does not pop off like this. Like
Yep.
that's crazy how good like how he was able to make us care about characters that did not mean anything. Iron Man, he was a character no one gave a fuck about, but at least you kind of knew who Iron Man was. He just became a C-list character. Now he's A-list. I don't know what Guardians was before 2014. They weren't even a C-list. They were probably D or E, and now they're pretty much B or A at this point. Like everyone
Yeah.
who Star Lord is, everyone who Rocket is, Groot is has his own animated movie coming out. Like
Oh, I meant to say that about Groot. This is the
yeah,
first movie where I actually heard Vin Diesel's voice come out.
Oh yeah, he said, "I love you guys."
yeah.
Yeah, that.
He didn't even mention Groot in the review too. That's crazy because there's so many good characters. Like he became like an afterthought, and Groot was really important in other movies. And in this movie, kind of was just in the background, which
I,
is fine.
I think Gru was probably the best part of most of the fight scenes. The last
Yeah.
one and the
Oh,
one
yeah.
with Star Lord in the high
Yeah, when he
rise.
pulled out the guns and whatnot.
Yeah,
They
that
be
was
they be
fire.
doing Groot justice. I think they have to because he don't speak like that. So they
Yeah.
kind of have to let him just go crazy in the fights.
And that nigga sell merch too. So
Hmm.
Definitely does.
Yeah.
But the thing about the whole like I love you guys thing, apparently they're saying that like that's supposed to be like the viewer becoming a member of the crew, so you
that makes sense. That makes
understand
sense.
Groot
That
now.
makes sense.
So he still says I am Groot, but you just understand him saying I love you guys.
Oh, that makes
Oh
sense.
wow, I like that.
Yeah,
like
it's a good touch. Cause he said other words. He said "we are Groot" before,
Yeah,
and he said a form of it. But yeah, I mean, if this is the peak of the MC, well, I'm not saying this is the peak, but this may be the last bit of the MCU that I think people give a shit about. I think after
yeah,
this I feel like after this, if they don't course
until the
correct,
Spider-Man movie come out.
I think that's fucked too. Because
Well,
I think they did course correct this shit where people start to care about it no more. I think it's downhill. Like
yeah,
you will lose people because eventually people will they think they're invincible. Eventually people will stop watching. Not now, but 2 to 3 years down the line, people might stop caring.
I mean, we kind of already seen it with
A
Ant-Man,
lot
but
of people.
the thing about the MCU, for me specifically, the only movie I'm really looking forward to at this point, one of them was Blade. I don't really have any hopes for Blade at this point anymore.
Yeah.
The only movie I'm really looking forward to at this point is Fantastic Four.
Oh my
So
god, are they really gonna use that nigga from The Office?
But that
no,
No, I don't think
he's
they are.
not. He's not.
that movie's in shambles
People
too.
want him. People was cheering and shit when he popped up as
No.
They only
Yeah,
did
but
that
that
because
was
he
like
was a
more
fucking
so
fan cast.
fulfilling.
You
Yeah,
What's that
know,
nigga
man.
name?
fulfilling
John
that franchise.
Krasinski? What's his name?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
but
nigga, no,
that
bro.
Of a
movie's
Quiet Place.
that movie's in hell too because they don't have a director, right?
No, they do. They do.
They're in the creative process right now.
They
They're
have
like
they
ramping
they
up to get to filming it.
But
they they
that's 4
they
years
have
of
a director. The guy who did he actually was the showrunner for WandaVision. He's directing Fantastic Four.
Oh, okay. I'm not
Yeah.
They're still writing it, or it's already written, but basically they're casting right now. They got Mr. Fantastic. It's already leaked who that is. They're still looking for the other characters, and then they're supposed to start filming next year, and it comes out in 2025. So they already rumoring who's playing Invisible Woman, but it's nothing that's confirmed.
we're gonna play the thing and shit.
That's not confirmed either.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's
That
gonna,
movie's so
it's
far
gonna
in
be
production, so bad.
it's gonna be fucking John Cena.
Oh god.
That would be
That'll be
great.
fun. Yeah, they would get wrestlers to pay the big lunky herky dudes. So probably I mean it's just I feel like the rest of the MCU, I know we talk about this every damn podcast, but it's looking kind of bleak. Like until those Avengers movies come out, which is crazy because remember when they announced Infinity War years before it came out? People were like
Yeah.
excited for that shit. They announced Avengers the next two Avengers movies like last year, and I don't really give a fuck.
And we still don't know what's gonna happen with Kane because they haven't said shit about John Major.
Yeah,
So
he's dating Megan Good, so he's all right, I guess.
yeah, she
That's
saw them
definitely PR.
headlines and then give a fuck, huh?
Yeah.
That's definitely PR. You know, getting a domestic thing with your white girlfriend. Oh, I'm dating somebody black, and it's a black favorite.
Yeah,
You
clean
know,
up his image.
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean,
Look, man, I'm coming home, man. I'm coming to my roots, man. Y'all right. Them white girls the devil.
Oh God.
he do like the Kuza Kente ass nigga, but
Fam.
Did y'all want to add any last thoughts on Guardians?
I think I'm good. I think I'm
we're
marveled out.
good movie.
Okay.
Good
8 out
movie.
of 10.
Maybe the last good movie we see from MCU in quite a while.
Well, real quick, let me talk about a movie I saw, and then we can get to the next topic that y'all have planned. So, if you don't know, there's a movie out right now. It's called Sisu. It's made by the same people that made John Wick. I got to see it, I think, a week ago. I think last week, or no, the week before last. It's a short movie. It's like an hour and a half. Before I give my thought, well, let me just give my thoughts. The movie is an action movie. Like I said, it's the same people that made
John Wick, right?
my bad. All right, so yeah, it's the same people that made John Wick. Right when the movie starts, it kind of sets you up with the visuals. The movie takes place in where is this? Is he I think he's Swedish. Takes place during World War II in Europe, and the Nazis are essentially looking for like villagers and shit. And the plot of the movie is that Sisu, he has a name, but they call him his nickname is Sisu, but I can't forget his fucking name. But anyway, the plot of the movie is that he used to be military. He was known for basically the Russians who were working with the Nazis killed his family. They killed his wife. They killed his daughter. And when he was in the military, he was known to be like, basically he was a fucking assassin. Yeah, he was going out searching for Russian and Nazi soldiers and fucking killing them like a one-man army. And he became like notorious for that. They were calling him, invincible and shit. But essentially, he ends up leaving the military, and he's just like a hermit. So that's how the movie opens up. You see him. He's on his own with his horse. The Nazis are still out searching, but he's looking for something. And what you find is he's looking for gold. So the way the movie opens up He finds this underground like mine of gold, and he gets his little pickaxe. He gets out all the gold, and then he's going to try to transport it to the nearest city so he can turn it in for money. That's the plot of the movie. It's that simple.
Hmm.
So while he's transporting the gold on his horse, he gets stopped by these Nazi soldiers who want to search his bag and stuff like that. And that's when the action starts. He fucking kills them, takes them out. And then there's a Nazi general. He tries to go after him, and people are telling him like, "Dude, you can't go after this guy. Like, this guy is invincible. He killed hundreds of our soldiers." And but the general knows that he has gold, so he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go get him. I'm gonna kill him, and get the gold, and we can keep it for ourselves." So that's how they set up the like antagonist. One thing I'll say about this movie, you I don't know if y'all feel like this, but when I watch John Wick, one of the things that kind of annoys me, it's not a big deal, but kind of annoys me, when you see John Wick getting headshots and shit like that, you could see like that it's not real. Like the blood and shit is it's
Hmm.
like CGI. You could kind of tell. He shoots somebody in the head, you see like a CGI blood splatter.
Yeah.
This movie, I don't know how they did it. All of the killings and shit looks realistic.
Oh,
Like
okay.
there's parts of the movie where he like blows somebody's heads off, and it looks like an actual person's head just blew off, and the blood is spilled everywhere.
Ew.
There's a part where he's riding a horse through a minefield. He didn't know there was a minefield. They had set up these mines, the Nazis. He's fucking riding his horse, and his horse blows up. Guts and legs flying
What the fuck?
everywhere. And, oh yeah, there's another part of the movie that's crazy. So that general I was telling y'all about, that's looking for him.
Hmm.
He gets to the minefield, right? Because he heard the explosions going off, so they're following him. He gets to the minefield, and he asked his second in command. He was like, "How many mines did you guys put out here?" And he was like, "All of them." So he was
Oh
like,
yeah, I
"Okay."
think I saw that on the trailer.
So he
Yeah.
was like, "Okay." What they did was he 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 has like a small group of men with him. He picked two men. He was like, "You and you, go." They fucking walk through the mine. Or they start running through the minefield. The first dude blows up. You see his fucking leg fly in the air.
Hmm.
Second dude scared as shit. He keeps going. Then he blows up. So like they have moments like that where it's just like it's very visceral. I don't give you too
I
much of
think
the
I
movie
watched that. I
if
think
you
I
still
watched
want to
that this
watch it,
week.
but
Yeah.
it's not much to spoil because I guess there's no
It's,
story really.
bro, it's not in Dolby no more. That's why I don't want to go see them.
That's what I was gonna get to that. As a pure action movie, it's a fun watch. Like I said, it's only an hour and a half. It's not going to take up too much of your time. Really good action.
Love a
It's
90
very
minute film.
visceral. I know a lot of y'all, including me, when you play games like The Last of Us 2, you like how when you shoot a person's leg off, you actually see it come off. It's
Hmm.
stuff like that in this movie,
Y'all niggas got issues.
and it looks the most realistic. Like I said, I don't know how they did it. It looks the most realistic I've seen in a long time. What else did I want to say without spoiling? Yeah, I mean, other than that, it's very John Wick as far as his abilities.
Mm.
He's literally like a one man army. There's even a moment in the movie where he's like about to die, and it almost looks impossible for him to get out. But he something happens where he's able to get out, and it's really cool to see. I don't want to spoil it, but
Mm.
I go watch that this week.
what I'll say about this movie to finish up, um, this you can watch this movie at home and still enjoy it. You don't need to go to the theaters. You don't need to see it in Dolby. Yes, the sound was great in Dolby, but other than that, it's you're not missing anything by seeing it in a regular theater or by seeing it at home. You'll still get what the movie's giving, which is
It's giving.
the action and stuff like that. But yeah, this is a fun watch. This will be a good like Discord movie or a movie you could
Mm.
watch at the crib when you ain't got nothing to
Moving on,
do.
moving on.
Will it? But the one thing I will say though, I don't. This isn't the type of movie like John Wick where it sets up multiple sequels or franchises. It's a very like closed off story. in the way that it
Oh,
ends and everything. Now,
like
granted, they maybe could do a prequel, like when he was still in the military. But other than that, I don't think the movie did well enough to even
standalone.
warrant that. Or there's not that much story there. But it's still a good watch. It's not a bad movie by any means. I gave it like an 8 out of 10. So yeah, go check that out. Really good, really good.
Oh, yeah, I seen Chevalier, Chevalier,
Chevrolet.
Chevalier.
Chevalier, whatever the fuck.
What's it about?
It's a, it's about this black Frenchman, yeah, black Frenchman named Joseph Bologna or some shit. I think Bologna, I think his
Baloney.
last name. Um,
What?
yeah, it's a really good movie. It's kind of fucked up that it wasn't like advertised a lot of the movies, but it should have been released in February because it's a Black History movie that was swept on the rug, and like he one of the few black Frenchmen that contributed to the French Revolution. Um, so yeah, he was called. I think he was like a mulatto. You know what I mean, right? Alex, you're a mulatto. Won't you're a
Here you
mulatto.
go. Here you go.
So y'all can relate to this. He was taken from his Caribbean mother and his British white father to France. And he was the first monarch approved mulatto. They called him Chevalier type knight. The soundtrack is cool. It's really good. Oh, the set design, the what you call it, the costumes, makeup, all that fire. I do think this movie would have been better off as a series though. Because the movie is short. I know his life had much more going on than what they showed. So if this was like an HBO show, it would have been much better. But yeah, this is a wait till it comes to stream, in my
Cause I
opinion.
just knew I wasn't gonna go see it. It just felt too like
Yeah,
I don't know. I
I
feel
mean
like
it's
that's a
cool. Like everything's shown in a movie. Like it should have been a show. Like if it was on HBO Max, or something this shit would have been fire.
did I talk about Amsterdam last movie, guys?
No,
So I went and saw Amsterdam since our last episode. Uh, I think I did. I watched. Yeah, I think I did. I think I did talk about it actually, cause I watched it on the plane and it. Never mind. I'm too tired to even talk about it.
is that more? Dang.
Wait,
It's not even
wait.
boring. It's just that it's one of those movies that it depended too much on its cast. Like just looking at the cast list, you think this shit about to be crazy. But
Oh, the one with Margot Robbie and
yeah, and with
who
mhm.
yeah.
Oh, you know,
And
because I know you became a Margot Robbie fan after
Babylon, yeah.
Babylon. Yeah.
I know I did talk about this last movie. I remember I mentioned that. I remember
Oh, did
I
you?
was saying how the last 2 or 3 movies I've seen her and she been
Oh yeah,
fired. So yeah, I did already talk about it.
yeah. Okay.
I had a topic about this little movie that I watched on Netflix, but I think what I'm gonna do next movie, guys, is come and speak about
Maybe we could watch the movie. One day.
yeah, let's do a movie night. Let's do a movie night with some stuff, some obscure shit that they got like in page 42 of Netflix, and then we'll come talk about it.
Yeah. One of the big topics we had this week, y'all, was movie. What was the topic? Movie star versus an actor.
Oh, with The Rock and
Basically, the Rock versus
Batista.
Batista argument. Which, yeah, Batista. I mean, objectively, Batista is the better actor, right?
The
Well,
Rock is a
yeah,
more movie star.
yeah,
The Rock is the
y'all
more
hurt my
blockbuster movie star. Like, you know,
y'all hurt
who,
my
who can you
thoughts on
co-
that,
who
bro.
can you compare to The Rock? Like,
Keanu Reeves
Uh,
versus Tom Hanks. Not Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise. Who's the better actor? Who's the better movie star? That's why I kind of wanted to bring that up because I remember we had that conversation a
gonna
couple
have that
months
argument.
back. Yeah, it's like who's the biggest who like I feel like there's a lot of
I don't
parallels.
think that's fair because Tom Cruise is overall the better, like,
I don't know
actor
if
and movie
he's a
star.
better actor. I don't know if he's a better actor than Keanu. I don't know
Fam,
about
You don't think he's a better actor than Keanu?
this is
Man,
my
Are
thing.
you serious?
Tom Cruise is a better actor than Keanu, but Keanu Reeves is a better. No, my argument was there's a difference between looking good in action and actually being that. Like, how did I phrase it?
You said
Because the way,
looking good, doing the things.
yeah. So it's like if a whole bunch of shit is going on, Tom Cruise looks good in the middle of a bunch of shit going on. Keanu Reeves looks good doing the shit. If that makes
but
sense.
that's I don't even agree with that because Tom Cruise do all his stunts,
Fam, but you're
bro.
going to what I'm
Yeah,
saying. Stunts, okay. If I do a fight scene, Keanu Reeves is gonna do a better fight scene than Tom Cruise. Yes or no?
that's arguable.
No, yes, huh? Okay, for the rest of the room, if you see a fight scene, is Keanu Reeves gonna have a better fight scene than Tom
It's
Cruise?
not arguable at all. It's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Keanu Reeves
No,
Okay,
makes
no,
it look more
it's
believable.
not. It's not.
okay,
What?
okay. Now,
Look,
Red
let's.
Pig. I know you've seen 2 Mission Impossible movies.
I've seen all the Mission
Tom
Impossible.
Cruise is
I've seen all the Mission
not
Impossible.
doing.
And if we being,
Hold on, hold on.
being real,
Red Pig. Hold on.
the best Mission Impossible movie is shitting on the best.
Okay.
It's shitting on the best.
Anyway, this is the thing, Red Pig. We're talking about fight scenes. If you want to say Tom Cruise jumps off a cliff better than Keanu Reeves, congratulations. Fight scenes when he's hand to hand combat or in a shootout with somebody, Keanu Reeves does that better.
The
That's what we're saying.
Matrix, John Wick. Come on, bro.
The best John Wick movie is not touching the best Mission Impossible movie. It's just
That's not what we're talking about.
It's
We're talking about.
Doesn't it Red Pig think that
and thus confirming you can't compare Tom Cruise to Keanu Reeves because
it's different levels, different aspects to it.
It's
different aspects to it.
Okay, here I got something, Red Pig. I got something. Like I said, in my opinion, Keanu Reeves looks better doing the fighting. Tom Cruise looks good in the fight scene. I will give you this. The reason why I say Tom Cruise is a better action star is because his acting is better than Keanu Reeves. If there's a scene where he's running through a building, shots going off, or he hanging on the side of a plane, or anything that has to do with the emotion of what's going on, Tom Cruise is getting that. Keanu Reeves is pigeon-toed. When he run around, it's he's covering his face, and that's pretty much it. He doesn't really do much acting on the face, and especially in words. So yes, Tom Cruise looks better in the action, but who's doing the action? No, Keanu Reeves looks better doing action is what I'm saying. Like for instance, I'm gonna just give a really simple example. You got Tom Cruise and Keanu Reeves. Both of them are sitting behind a wall while it's getting shot at. Who's gonna look cooler getting shot at while they're hiding behind a wall? Keanu Reeves or Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise.
Exactly. Now, who gets up, does a barrel roll, starts shooting at the nigga, do all this extra stuff? Who's gonna look cooler? Keanu Reeves? Come on.
Tom Cruise ain't doing no grappling moves like he's in an MMA fight. Like, come on,
everything y'all saying Keanu do, Tom Cruise do better.
Stop calling a nigga Keanu. Oh my god.
Keanu. He do better, bro. Tom Cruise do everything he do better, nigga. He's just better.
I just everyone got quiet.
I'm playing 400, my bad. But yeah, that was my argument. Like the same way with Batista. We could talk about The Rock and Batista. I feel like Batista has better roles than Dwayne The Rock Johnson, even though I feel like Dwayne is a better actor than Batista.
Wait,
what?
Yeah, you tripping with that one, Alex. You tripping with that one.
But isn't The Rock pretty much the same character in every movie though?
The Rock
plays himself damn near in every movie. Bro, you just see The Rock in movies now. You don't see the character he's portraying.
Oh, wait, let me rephrase what I'm saying. I think they both mid. I'm not trying to say that Rock is a good actor, but I do feel like if it came down to, and this is another thing as well. What doesn't help is that these niggas are big as hell. It's hard to even take The Rock serious in anything that's not action or brolic. So,
but to be fair, you haven't seen him in many other things besides those action roles.
Nah, he was in a movie where he was a dad as a football player. He was in the one where it was the rundown and the walking tall. Those were more grounded.
I like that movie with him as a dad.
That was his beginning of his acting career.
Yeah,
like he's serious.
Yeah.
Then over time, he was like, you know what? What if I just be myself?
Right.
That worked.
And those movies started making millions and millions. So.
Oh, wait. I said that backwards. The Rock. Yeah, I said that backwards. Batista's a better actor than The Rock.
Oh, okay.
I think The Rock. I said that backwards. The Rock gets better looks than Batista. That's what I meant to say.
Roles.
Yeah. Because I forgot when I saw Knock at the Cabin, but Batista actually gave me more than what he's given me his whole career as far as acting.
Yeah, he was
I don't.
Pretty good. Even though
we've seen more range from him in his
bad.
movies than we've seen from The Rock.
I'm playing this game. I got distracted.
He's done comedic roles. He's done action roles. He's done serious stuff.
So to me, Batista has a better range. even though I still feel like he's a mediocre actor, he has better range than The Rock, but he'll never get the looks that The Rock get. But even though he's not getting these giant franchises like looks like Fast and Furious and shit, getting his own Calvin and Hobbes movie, I do feel like Batista's getting more respect because he's in Dune, he was in Guardians of the Galaxy. There, Knock at the Cabin. He was in the M Night Shyamalan. He was a mainstay on that movie. He wasn't just like some side character. Batista had the. Keep in mind, remember Ron from Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron was in that movie of Knock at the Cabin. I don't know if y'all knew that. I don't know his real. I don't know his real
Peter.
name.
Yeah.
I don't know his real name, but he was in that movie. Batista had more. Batista had the
Rupert,
most.
yeah.
Huh?
Rupert, something. Rupert Grint.
Yeah, Grant.
Yeah.
So Batista had the most speaking lines out of that whole cast, damn near.
That's
Like
crazy.
aside from the two dads and their daughter, Batista was talking literally the entire movie, and that was my biggest complaint of him in other movies. In Blade Runner, he was his old potato farmer. Cool. The fucking Dune. You know, he's like I'm a soldier or whatever. Um Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm gonna give y'all a funny one line every now and then. He's cool, but Knock at the Cabin, he actually gained a little bit of my respect. But I don't think he'll ever get the bill that The Rock can ask for when they ask him to
Also,
come on.
Not
also,
yet.
Batista got started acting like way older. He's like, he's in like 50 something, or
Yeah, he's in
about
his
to be in his
50s now, I
50s.
think.
The Rock is probably just about to hit his 50s. The Rock got started at a much younger age and shit. So Batista coming in as an old man.
Batista's 54. I think Rock is 51.
Yeah.
Let me check.
So yeah, so The Rock been at it for over 15 years probably by now.
Yeah, Rock is
Batista
51.
really just getting
He
started.
just turned
And
51 though.
Batista's
Like,
already showing better acting chops than The Rock. So yeah. Imagine if the
But yeah,
Batista
I
got
mean,
started when he was younger.
I will say this: I do kind of feel sad about the death of action stars. We don't have as many
Yeah, anymore.
mainstay
All
people
Van
that is. You
Damme,
said what?
They
Oh,
all
like
getting
yeah,
old, man. All the
Jean-Claude
action
Van
stars getting
Damme,
old.
all
Y'all,
they're old.
y'all both talking at the same time.
Go ahead, Tarek.
No, like yeah, like the Jean-Claude Van Dammes of the world, they're gone. Like they aged out. Like
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Brad
there used to be
Brad Pitt getting old. He's he's moving on to like the more serious role. He ain't doing no
I was
action
just
movies
about to say
anymore.
they all getting old. Like
Yeah,
Matt Damon used to be an action star.
Mark
Pierce
Wahlberg.
Pierce
yeah. Mark
Brosnan,
Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg, fucking the nigga from Jason Stratham or whatever.
Yeah, he's
Statham.
old.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know,
Y'all
he's
already
uh,
Bruce
yeah.
Willis about to
Like
be out the paint.
all we got left is The Rock. I guess Brad Pitt don't do
John
action roles
Cena.
anymore.
It's just wrestlers, nigga. That's all we got now.
Yeah,
yeah, Idris Elba and wrestlers. That's all we got.
And you know what I think it is, bro? You know what I think that is? I just now thought of this. That pipeline of big muscly niggas. Think about Hollywood in general.
Not like that no
Other
more. They don't
other
like that.
than Jason Samoa, it's like you can't just
oh
be
yeah,
a
I forgot
big
about this.
brawling dude. Like you can't just be
Yeah,
Terry Crews in every movie.
yeah. I'm about to
So
say if you look
that
at
might
it,
just like Hollywood just not built for the big buff nigga no more.
like you
And
look at the
if you are, you gonna be The Rock or Jason Samoa. It's like you only 2 or 3 niggas that we want on the screen if you're gonna be big and buff.
Yeah.
right. If you look at the
Jonathan Majors.
new if you look at the new big like action stars, now it's like little nigga like Tom Holland. Like he's the new next big action star, in my opinion.
Or the
Because he
dude,
got
Especially
the
the dude in Dune or the dude in Tenet. Like they're not like
Yeah.
Tim look what the fuck his
yeah,
name is?
yeah, and or the dude in Tenet. What is the fucking name? The black dude in Tenet, or even
uh
Robert
John
Pattinson.
David Washington.
Robert
nigga, I
Pattinson's
need
a small dude. Like he's in Tenet too. He's
but
Batman.
that was more like an espionage damn near. That
Well,
wasn't
even
even
still,
really like
Robert
like
Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson. He's small. He's Batman now. Look how small he is. He's
oh,
not like
that's right.
Yeah.
he's not like big and bulky. He's not like look, Christian Bale actually had more gumption than him. Like yeah, Christian Bale's like pretty tall. I don't think Robert Pattinson's that tall.
You know what's crazy, bro? Jonathan Majors might be the first big buff actor that has been just having like serious acting roles.
Oh yeah.
Like
Oh,
he
yeah.
started we first saw him in Lovecraft Country. He wasn't and then The Harder They Fall, Kang, well actually the role actually makes sense for him to be that big on Kang. There was another movie he had recently too where He the first big buff
Creed.
nigga where he just big as fuck. Creed, yeah.
Yeah, not everyone had the small profile. I'm kind of crazy, man. We're talking about this shit, but everyone's like small profile, like like the slim shit. No one's doing the
Mhm.
bulky Hulk dude anymore. It's like that ran out of style 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And what happened is, I think superhero movies got a lot to do with it because all the action stars are pretty much doing superhero movies and they're aging out and they're not doing anything else after. So
Mm.
there's like remember
Also,
before MCU came, we had like 10 or 15 action stars.
you know what I
They're
just
not
thought about?
normal.
It could probably also be with so much CGI, you don't have to be a big buff nigga in a suit.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't have
that,
you don't
No,
have to
they
fill
they
out a
did a
suit
lot
no
of
more.
post production. Yeah.
Yeah, you could just CGI the muscles or the suit around you.
but I just think
Damn. I wonder if there's the think piece on YouTube of like the dying of the action star or the death of the action star.
it just fell out of favor. I think
There might be.
yeah, people ain't doing steroids no more. There you go.
You feel me? They doing the Ozempic shot now.
Yeah, they're doing that shit and they CrossFit.
The
So
Wegovy, all that.
yeah, cross.
Doctors hate them.
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I always thought it was interesting because I do feel like a lot of these movie stars ain't really that great. They're not great actors,
Oh, of course
but
not.
you have these great actors, but they're not really that famous. The last time we seen like a good combination of both, probably is Christian Bale. Like he's probably like a really good action
Oh,
star.
Brad Pitt.
That too, but I feel like Christian Bale's a better actor than Brad Pitt.
Bro, Matt Damon's a pretty good actor too, bro.
Matt Damon too, but he hasn't been in anything
See,
noteworthy in quite a while.
this is the
When's the last
thing
that
though.
nigga was in Air and Mars? The Mars
Did you guys
movie?
see her? You guys
Stellar?
saw that? Or?
Nah,
Nah.
Matt Damon, he been in a few things. But the
Yeah.
thing, it's more than just action movies. If y'all notice, it's like, and I saw somebody talk about this a couple years ago. It was a discussion online. It's really like the death of the A-lister. Think about how it was back in like, at least for our generation, the late '90s, early 2000s, mid 2000s. You had A-list actors who, if you knew somebody was in a movie, it didn't matter what the movie was.
You was
People was like,
thinking
"Oh yeah, I'm gonna go see that." Like Denzel, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio, big stars who could sell a movie off a name alone. We haven't had that in a minute. Those actors are still around, but as far as like new actors, there's really nobody like carrying that torch or like keeping that going. It's like once they go, it's kind of going with them.
Yeah, they're just not making the movies that are producing these actors to like those type of movies don't get made anymore. Like Transporter with Jason Statham. That's how I met, got introduced to Jason Statham was Transporter. They don't make those type of movies anymore.
Oh damn, Wizard put in the chat. I didn't even remember Will Smith. He
Yeah.
he made himself an action star, damn.
Yeah, he did, but he
Yeah.
phasing out to more serious roles too.
Will
Yeah,
Smith, Will Smith's an A-list actor too. That was selling movies at one point.
Yeah.
What do y'all think that is? Y'all think it has to do anything with streaming where like, because back in
Yeah,
the day,
possibly.
I mean, I think we talked about this last movie, guys. It's like, back in the day when a movie come out, nigga, you go see it. If you don't see it then, in a month you'll see it as the dollar movie. Like it wasn't. You only see movies at the movies until they get.
Yeah,
to
there was no streaming, or you had to wait for it to hit Blockbuster.
Yeah,
Also,
so it was like when
I
we saw
mean,
those mainstay
but
actors, it's
but
like,
the
bro,
thing is,
I'm going to see the new Denzel movie regardless. Like,
but
you
aren't those
you
like?
just did that.
those thinkers
But
though.
you
I
could
think
argue like those big action movies are the only things that still do well in the box office nowadays.
yeah, like what's the movie with all of them? The not Incredibles. Fuck. What's the movie with all the action stars? They had like a combination movie.
Expendables.
Oh,
Oh, that
Yeah.
shit was. But we knew what that was when that came out.
Didn't that
Yeah.
do well too though?
That
still
did
well in the
they
box
did
office.
pretty
they
decent.
got
It,
they
it
got
did
people,
well, but we
10,000
knew
people.
what that was.
It made like
that
4 of
was
them.
that was like a DJ Khaled movie.
Yeah, but I think the
Will
problem
Smith
is that
had a lot of stinkers though. Like Will Smith had stinkers. Like a lot of
Oh, for
actors
sure.
dropped stinkers the past 10 to 15 years. Versus in the early 2000s, going to the late 2010s, Will Smith had a crazy fucking run. Like I Am
yeah.
Legend, I Robot. He had like a 2 or 3 year run where his action movies were like popping off. And then
Yeah.
2010s came and stinker, After Earth, stinker. Like
You know what?
bro,
That was the beginning of it. After Earth was the first time where he didn't seem impenetrable for like
Yeah.
a bad movie. Because you got to think about it. Even the obscure movies was fire. Hancock was heat.
Yeah, Hancock, and that's what I'm trying to say. Hancock came out, and it was like no one knew what the fuck was gonna happen when that movie. And that movie blew. That was probably one of his most successful movies at the time before I Am Legend came out. And I'm like, bro, even though Jack don't fucking like Will Smith like that, he can't deny that Will Smith in the mid 2000s Hitch. He was getting crazy
Oh yeah,
action.
Hitch. Yeah, he was getting a lot of good.
Jack just said he the platinum games of actor.
the.
Wizard made another good point. That is true. People do go to the movies off the director's name nowadays. It's kind of like how
like
music kind of changed.
like
Music
nobody would be excited for that. What's that movie coming out this summer with the atom
Oppenheimer.
bomb?
Yep.
Yeah, nobody would be excited for that if it didn't have
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan name
Yeah,
behind it.
That's kind of like when the music industry, even like we really pay attention to the producers, like who producing the song type shit, like Pharrell.
Yeah, but that's how the industry has, and every industry has done that too, where we don't give a fuck about the actual people producing the actual art in the sense of like the lyricist or the rapper anymore. We care more about the beat, not we, just in general. People care about the beat more. They care about the production value, CGI, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like it's more about what's going on in the background more than what you're seeing at the forefront. And I just think that's the way the next generation, and we're in a generation we're caught in the middle. Maybe Red Peg is more on the side where they're like, because he's a little younger than us. Where I was born in the era where it flipped. Where like my first half of my life, actors mattered. What was on the screen, and now that I'm older, I'm like, it don't really matter what actor put in that movie. But that's why it's like Dune. That guy in Dune, I didn't know who the fuck he was until he got into that movie. Now people know who he is.
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah. But he's never gonna be like Tom Cruise. He's never his acting career. He didn't have a good career, but the notoriety that those other actors got in the late '90s, early 2000s, that's gone, bro.
You know his mentor is Leonardo DiCaprio. Leonardo told him not to take no Marvel movie. So,
you know what's crazy? I think something we're seeing as well. I gotta go research like what year this possibly happened, but I do think there was a conscious effort to allow no name people to be the star of a new, not even a franchise, but just a new movie.
Low budget movies did that.
Because there was a time where like new movies, we gonna see the same 10 actors, like no matter what, it's gonna be the same 10 to 15. The reason why Jared Butler was doing The Gamer one day and then a rom-com the next. There's a reason why you don't see any more not Harry Wilson. Who's the Owen Wilson? There's a reason why you don't see a bunch of fucking there's like a group of white actors that were in every fucking movie, bro. No matter the genre, like all of them niggas got at least one rom-com, one scary movie under their belt, one action movie.
Remember, the production of these movies, they're just not spending the money in the actors though, because they realize
they spend all the special effects.
That's the one cost that we can get away with. We don't have to pay these crazy actors anymore. Just get someone who's good, and we'll make him good for this movie. We'll make him a star, but we'll make him good for this movie.
Like
go ahead.
Oh, like Tom Holland. Like I don't think Uncharted would have been successful if he wasn't in that movie. Like
Chris Pratt. Yeah, Chris Pratt's one of those.
Like Chris Pratt, one of those.
And what's the dude?
Tom Holland. Who else?
Chris Pine. Those two guys I see becoming the next. Those are the only two. Chris Pine and Chris Pratt are the only two guys I see like becoming what they were in the 90s and 2000s, where those action stars are.
That's why I found it weird when Tom Holland was like he's considering taking a break. That don't make sense to me. How did you been so?
But he's tied to Spider-Man.
No, that's
he said he was tired of acting. Period. Because after Uncharted, he was like he's taking a break. And I was like,
that's because he's trying to get low, and then when he come back, it's for a role that none of us expected. That's what he's trying to
do. He's too. Every time we think of Tom Holland, we think of Spider-Man. We don't. Yeah, Uncharted. He's an IP actor now, so it's like you're only gonna come out when IPs need a face because we need to sell something to people.
And you know what's gonna fuck up? What he probably thinking in the back of his mind, he's probably thinking, I don't want to Harry Potter myself, where if I'm in the midst of being a character, no matter what movie I'm in, it's Spider-Man in this action flick, Spider-Man in this series.
Unfortunately, if he kind of already there too.
Yeah.
Toby.
But I like Tom Holland. I think he's underrated as far as acting goes.
Yeah, Toby. I don't think Toby could never get from out of that Spider-Man.
he had a crazy acting career though. He almost won an Oscar for Seabiscuit, that racing movie with the horse.
What and that wasn't he in
Bro,
that
Tobey
movie with
Maguire's
Brad?
that nigga,
Wasn't he
bro.
in that movie with Brad Pitt? With the tanks. I'm thinking somebody else.
Dunkirk.
Oh, you talking about
You talking
Fury?
about
You
Fury?
talking
I
about
don't know if he
Fury?
was in that.
Fury. Oh, no. I don't think he was in it. That was
Tom
I'm
Holland
thinking
wasn't in
of Fury.
Fury.
I'm thinking about the nigga who was in Transformers.
Oh,
You talking about
Shia
Shia
LaBeouf.
Oh,
LaBeouf?
Shia LaBeouf is
Shia LaBeouf.
He
underrated.
just
Wait,
got
nah,
a legal problem.
Yeah,
He
he's
was supposed
underrated too. He another one.
he just
and
went crazy, but
he
that dude
started
is
doing
fire.
cocaine. So and he's a great actor too. That's a great. He's a really good actor. Like if you Eagle Eye and other movies, he's been in a lot of good movies. Just he does cocaine or some shit. He does some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Tobey Maguire got out of it, but he was in Tropic Thunder too, which I forgot he
Tropic
was.
Thunder was hilarious, bro.
You know, I watched that with my best friend in high school, and to this day, I think we still reference that movie. But like
It's a hilarious movie.
it's been out for like 16 years now, and that movie's like it's one of the funniest movies I've ever watched. That's a good
Mhm.
Discord movie to watch.
And was he in Inglourious Bastards as well, or was that?
Yeah, Steve Kobe was in there. I forgot what he
Bro,
was doing.
he was in Babylon too. Bro, Tobey
Yeah, he
Maguire is
was.
that dude, bro.
Yeah, Tobey Maguire, but he got out of it because he only did 3 Spider-Man movies, but he got out of it before the MCU started and before the other Spider movies came out, and he made himself a career. And I feel like with Tom Holland, he don't really got that. There's movies that will make him a career outside of Spider-Man are not being made anymore for him because his asking price is too much. Like you have to pay him way too much money to get. Like that's the thing. These actors got to lower their asking prices,
But
or no.
why? But why, if you know these movies it's not just the movies making this money on the back end. Marvel in general, nigga, the amount of toys, posters, video,
Yep,
they're making way more on the
a
back
lot
end. It
more.
ain't just a movie.
Marvel can pay him what he wants. I'm talking about if he wants to make another movie for another studio, he can't expect Marvel money from every studio. They just don't got it like Disney got. And I think that's the reason why a lot of these actors they got used to the Marvel money. And it's like when another studio comes along and say, hey, you want to do this role for us? And they're shooting them $2 million instead of their 20, 40. They're not taking a role because they're only making $2 million, and then they can make another $20 million making an Uncharted movie.
Right.
So why would you make the small, low budget movie, not low budget, mid budget movie, when you could go and make the actors do it to themselves?
I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is the thing. When you try to branch out of that IP, you got I think a lot of actors aren't able to stomach that the obscure movies. Once you get to an IP level, I'm gonna speak on Kristen Stewart. I hate Kristen Stewart as an actress, but I'm gonna speak on a movie that I saw her recently last year. Once you leave a major IP, if you're not a good actress or an actor, you about to have some stinkers. Like it was honestly kind of weird. That's why watching Will Smith's career go like that was so weird, because it was like, bro, you came from being a rapper to TV to having major like success
Yep.
on like not even just actor, but like as a personality, the world just fucked with you. Like you're almost like on
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg level where you could be in a China, the
I
Bahamas,
think he's still like
India. Niggas gonna be like, nigga, that's Will Smith. Watching his fall from grace was kind of heartbreaking, because we were just like, how do you even fall that far?
that. You talking about the
Oh,
Oscar shit?
yeah, you didn't like
No. No, years ago, and
Because he still do now. If anything, he only want to take those Oscar baity movies now. He barely take those action roles anymore.
because he so
I mean, he just won best actor. So saying his downfall is kind of crazy.
Can y'all
no, his commercial downfall.
no, like his favor with the audience, bro. When we see a Will Smith movie now, I'm telling you, the majority of people roll their eyes and they say, okay, we'll see if this is good. It's no longer, oh, if Will Smith in it, it's about to be fire.
Yeah, it's he like I went look when I Am Legend dropped, I Robot dropped, and Pursuit of Happiness, and all those movies dropped in the 2000s. Hitch, that
Nigga, he was smoking shit.
that drew you to the theater. Like people, they got Will Smith to put people in the seats. Like they don't do that anymore. Like you don't have an actor nowadays where you're gonna put people in the seat. Jack, you're insane. Jack didn't like Tropic Thunder. What's wrong?
Let me finish that Kristen Stewart point real quick. So Kristen Stewart, what other movie can y'all think of other than Twilight that
What,
she's been in?
Twilight?
Other than
Wasn't
Twilight.
she in
Think
that
of it. She
Charlie
wasn't that good
Angel
at Twilight. in my
Man,
opinion.
Jennifer Lawrence, that's the person you need to talk
Before-
about.
Wait, I'm gonna let you.
yeah, but
I'm gonna
Jennifer,
let you,
I thought.
I'm gonna let you speak on her next. But can y'all think of any movie other than Twilight that Kristen Stewart's been in?
She was in I think the Charlie's Angel reboot movie.
And it was terrible. Remember?
Yeah.
Okay,
Was
that
she in
was
another
that
Disney
was
movie?
her.
That I can't think of.
That was her trying to go from one IP to the next so that she can just kind of float on that. She could just kind of coast on that level where it's like, hey, uh, I got brand, not acknowledgement. What's the word I'm looking for?
Recognition.
Recognition, and I can just get this money, and I'm gonna be a main staple. I just got to make sure I don't fuck up my part.
Oh,
She
she was
one
in Jumanji also.
oh trash. Okay, once
Yeah, my bad.
once she left Twilight, I saw a movie last year called The Crimes of the Future. When I tell you, me and my girl to this day still laugh at how bad she was in that movie. That movie, let me look at how much money that movie made in the box office. That movie felt like a TV movie. Let me
Damn.
see. Crimes of the Future box office.
She
Uh,
was Silver Linings Playbook. She was in
that
that.
shit like that. Fam, fam. Crimes of the Future worldwide made $4.6 million.
Goddamn.
You know good and goddamn well. I want y'all to hear the cast. And let's just imagine. Let's just imagine how expensive. Let me see. Crimes of the Future. This is the cast on this movie. Viggo Mortensen.
Viggo Mortensen. Viggo.
Viggo
Yes, I
Mortensen.
know Lord of the Rings. Yep.
Off rip. That nigga is doing you're paying him more than 4 million to even show up.
Yeah.
Kristen Stewart. Like, and there's some other names in this movie that I'm not too familiar with their whole catalog, but there were people in that movie who were just like, oh shit, they got them in this movie, this in the movie. I'm like, what the fuck was it? Why this went straight to DVD, double plastic. And that's what I feel like people like Daniel Radcliffe has gone through. Even though I've seen Daniel Radcliffe had this movie where he had it was like akimbo, like he had two pistols
Yeah,
glued like
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So they have certain movies that are cool, but once you leave that IP, bro, unless you like just on some you're such a good actor on your chops and niggas fuck with you so much that no matter what you do, they gonna follow you and give that movie a chance, you kind of fucked, bro.
Yeah, like this is the thing. This is why Johnny Depp is so great at this shit. Because Johnny Depp is the only nigga I've seen drop IP to IP, and like the
You can't
IP,
really know it's him.
he takes the care. He literally takes the identity of the IP. Like the
Oh
Pirates of the
yeah,
Caribbean movies, that's all Johnny Depp. Like
Yep.
he,
I
and
can't
it's
see
like,
another podcast being without him.
yeah,
Like,
and it's like he's the only dude that can jump, and then he's able to do other movies surrounding pirates. He did it right, where pirates is his main moneymaker. And
Charlie
then
and
he,
the Chocolate and Chocolate
yeah,
Factory,
and he's doing everything
Sweeney,
else. Sweeney
any
Todd.
this the thing with John.
Alice in the Wonderland.
I
Yeah.
love Johnny Depp. I love Johnny Depp. But he needs to stop playing Jack Sparrow in every movie. That body language where it's almost like he drunk. I got googly eyes, and then I'm
I don't think he do that
fidgeting
in
my
every movie
fingers.
though.
Fam, the only movie he didn't do that in was Willy Wonka, because the nigga was like damn near acting like he was Michael Jackson.
Did you watch Alice in the Wonderland?
No, I didn't watch that.
He's pretty good.
I did like the cast though. Him and that girl work really well together. The
Yeah,
woman
good movie.
that
And
was in Sweeney Todd.
yeah, I mean, another dude too, Orlando Bloom. He's able to have
Oh,
IP,
yeah, he was a big action star too.
Where that nigga been? What movie has he
but,
been in?
but that's it. But he hopped from Lord of the Rings, the Pirates of the Caribbean, and he's in other roles too. But
He
it's
was
like
in Troy.
He about to be
was
in Gran
Troy. Liza
Turismo.
was in Troy.
He about to be in Gran Turismo? Oh, I might go see Orlando Bloom. That's the old guard. I might go see that just to see what Orlando Bloom talking about.
yeah, but it's like those dudes don't exist. Those type of dudes don't even exist anymore, bro. They're aging out.
Orlando Bloom been chilling. He with Katy Perry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
He dating Katy Perry?
They got a whole baby together.
Boo.
I ain't know that.
They
Now
might
I'm
be
not gonna
married.
see
They might be married by now.
Yeah, they still
Yeah.
married.
but
They got
yeah,
a daughter.
again, those dudes are from the 2000. Pirates of the Caribbean came on 2003. That's 20 years ago.
Hey, we need to have a movie night where we watch all the Pirates of the Caribbean, bro.
The first,
The first
that's
three
what we
is
do.
fire, bro. The first three.
I
are
rewatched the
amazing.
first one last year. It's still that shit is still great.
Man, we should do a Pirates of the. Go ahead.
No, I said all three of those movies, the first three to this day hold up extremely fucking well.
We need to do a
Yeah.
retrospect. We need to do a movie nights, not all in one night, but and then we could do a think piece on the.
Best CGI ever.
I'm not gonna lie, Pirates of the Caribbean might be one of Disney's greatest real life action IPs.
It probably
It
is their
is.
live action
It's a
IP.
nice mix of that CG and practical that everybody loves.
It's funny how they got it right 20 years ago and they can't get that shit right now.
At all, and you
Did
know
you see
what?
the last Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
I seen
It
all
was,
of it. I don't remember it though.
The worst
It
one was
wasn't
the fourth
terrible, but it
The
just
fourth
it didn't
one-
have that magic
Fourth
anymore.
was the worst one.
Was this the one where they was the final scene was them like drifting around a giant black hole in the sea, like a big ass wormhole
Nah,
whirlpool?
you think about the world's end or some shit.
Nigga, y'all making me want to go. I might start watching them tonight. I ain't
You
gonna
know,
hold you.
They
yeah,
was
yeah.
on Netflix, well, they not.
The worst one is on Stranger Tides. That's the one with
Yeah,
the
that was the last one they made, right?
no, that was the fourth one. The last one was the curse thing with the Javier Bardem. Another good
I
actor.
forgot. Orlando Bloom is in those movies too.
Yeah, he's in he's
Yeah, he the
yeah, he's in
your
First
boy.
Three.
I forgot his name.
Yeah, he's yeah, Will.
Yeah,
But
Will.
You watching this Disney Plus?
yeah, it's on Disney Plus. And I always tell people those first three Pirates of the Caribbean films, I don't know what's the guy Gore Verbinski, the guy who directed them. I don't know why he doesn't make any more movies now. But whatever they did, they captured from 2003 to 2009, whenever those movies came out. That type of movie making is gone, bro. Like they don't have that creativity anymore. Like for that movie to come out in 2003 and explode the way it does now, it's hard for movies to do that. And Pirates of the Caribbean is like one of Disney's, like it used to be, like one of their shittiest IPs. Like no one gave a fuck about that shit. And now it's like they can't do it anymore. They've been trying to recreate that shit for like
Yeah, they're trying to replace Johnny Depp, and I don't think
they
they be able
can't
to
do
do
it
it.
no more. They can't do it anymore. That's why they're trying to make all these live action movies, and they're fucked because they don't. You know what? They can't find their star. They don't have a Johnny Depp anymore. They had a flash and they had like a flash in the pan with Johnny Depp, and then that legal shit kind of fucked them. They don't
Not
have
gonna lie.
Nah, it was they. I think Johnny Depp said he refused to go back to them, no matter how much money they offered.
Yeah, they fucked themselves because that
So
was the dude.
they fucked
They
over Johnny Depp, and Johnny Depp
You
said
could have
fuck
put him
them.
in other Disney movies, and he would have helped those movies carry them through those movies.
Yep, he carried Alice in Wonderland. He carried and he carried Pirates of the Caribbean.
He could
I
have
was
been villains and stuff. He's a great villain. I mean, I don't
Yep.
know. They
that
fucked
reminds
up.
me of my question I was gonna ask you. In recent history,
Oh yeah, he fucked over the Harry Potter series too. Without him, that movie crashed and burned.
what what latest action star do y'all feel like has had the best introduction as far as a movie? My first thought was the nigga from Get Out. Because I first saw him on Black Mirror,
Oh,
but
Daniel Kula.
yeah, seeing him on Get Out, that might be, in my opinion, the best breakout performance in the past however long.
What about well, never mind. I was gonna say that's tough.
Because I
For
can't think of another actor or actress where it's like when they came out, not only did you maybe Jonathan Majors, it literally might be him and Jonathan Majors in the past recent
Is he
history.
an action star though?
I'm not even talking about action star. I'm just talking about an actor that had a role, and since then they just been killed. Like they just been everywhere.
I would say Tom Holland. I don't think I've seen a bad Tom Holland.
well, Jonathan Majors will be somebody like that. Like he came out and then the nigga was in everything. It kind of
Yeah.
died down now since the news, but yeah. So
I'm trying to think of even some
Well,
some actresses. I can't even none come to
Oh,
mind right now.
Jennifer Lawrence was the one, but then her
yeah,
stuff
Jennifer
fucked
Lawrence
up.
was one of
I
those.
forgot about
Margot
that.
Robbie
Yeah,
was
she
one of
was one.
those.
Margot
Actually,
Robbie.
oh my
What about
god,
Jenna Ortega? No, y'all don't like her.
I like her. I think,
like
but
her.
she hasn't been in enough high profile movies for me to put her there yet. She
Bro,
needs to
why
be.
y'all keep
She needs to
talking
be on the
about her?
screen.
Why do y'all think she's so
I,
good?
I think she's.
I just said I don't know.
I thought she was in
Nobody's
Wednesday.
saying she's so good, but she's not bad either. She's a good
I
actress.
think
Y'all keep
I,
mentioning
I
her.
was so surprised at how good Wednesday was and how well she did it. I think she has a potential to be really big, but I don't know if she has the range yet because I just seen one thing I liked her in, and that was Wednesday. Scream, I didn't see it yet. I don't know.
I guess the biggest young new star is Timothy how you say his
Pamela.
last name? Yeah.
But oh, you just talking about like he was in
Yeah, he's a next big thing, I'm guessing.
The dude that was in Percy Jackson, I thought he was gonna take off, but he never did.
Oh yeah.
What the?
I thought people didn't like those movies.
So Jenna
I
Ortega
feel
was
like
in Scream 6, Wednesday, Jurassic World.
Good movie.
wait,
No,
she was in Jurassic
this is a
World?
TV series.
Oh, I was about
She was in X. Nigga, she just came around 2019. Oh, I mean, I
She's
guess.
really young, but I
Yeah.
think for you to pop off at a Netflix show, for you to beat out Stranger Things, that's insane. Like, and Addams Family, I know it's an old IP, but it's not super popular. Like most,
But, like-
most niggas don't really give a fuck about that shit no more. I care because when I was young, I watched the show.
No,
But for
people
her to break the record for Stranger Things, and that's mostly because of her. That's
Well,
fucking
that's also because of like the trend like on TikTok because like the dance apparently was trending there, and like that got people to like check out the show on Netflix.
Yeah, but I mean, however you have to do it though. But she's the character now. She's Wednesday Addams. Like that's her character. So I mean, going forward, maybe she can branch out and be that person who Jennifer Lawrence was supposed to be before she didn't give a fuck no more.
Oh yeah, she's just stopped doing movies randomly.
Yeah, because the X-Men movie she mailed it in.
Yeah,
But
and
I mean,
people liked her as what's her name?
Katniss.
Yeah,
I
Katniss.
hate
Katniss Everdeen.
I hated the Hunger Games. I liked the first movie.
What? The
It's-
first two movies, the
They're
second one is
good.
fire, bro.
I wanted to
Bro,
buy a news.
you know what's funny?
I think all the Hunger Games.
Niggas
is
had
good.
niggas in my high school had such big crushes on her. I'm like, what? Like
Nah, I ain't never think she was.
I don't know about that.
They're like
niggas.
Yeah.
Well,
her.
I went to a predominantly white private school. Them niggas are like, yo, fucking Jennifer
Oh.
Lawrence, dude. I'm like, bro,
Oh man.
James Gunn was better. Jennifer Holland. Yeah.
What about Scarlett Johansson? I forgot about her. She had another big.
she trash.
I feel like she don't. I think she had good movie roles before Black Widow. I think what happened was she's getting kind of blackballed because of the shit she pulled with
So when
with Disney.
I think she's kind of getting blackballed. But she had some good roles before she got to Black Widow. Be honest, Black Widow is probably her weakest fucking role. She just well known for that one. But she had some
get paid a lot of money for it.
Yeah.
So she was you guys ever seen Isle of Dogs?
Yeah.
She was really good in that movie too.
She's probably the most before MCU. She's probably one of the more high profile actors before they got to the MCU. Like she was been in a lot of movies. She was in Lucy.
she was in the Prestige.
Law of Translation, yes. Ghost World.
Are you talking about Scarlett Johansson, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So she's been active for a minute. She's 38, but she's been active since she was really, really young. She just got typecasted into the Black Widow role.
This is a perfect example. Scarlett Johansson became Angelina Jolie. That's literally what she was. It was a white woman, skinny, can do action. She got big lips. That's literally what she became.
Oh, she's skinny,
bro.
You're not wrong.
I'm talking about just bro. She was in Ghost in the Shell. Niggas roasted her for that because they was like, "Why is a white woman playing this Asian or whatever the real race was?"
Technically, she white. I don't think they understand, but that wasn't a big issue. Like, but people thought it was. But
that movie was trash anyway.
It was trash, but like what they did, it kind of made sense. But I'm not gonna explain it now.
I'm gonna say this: she is in one of my favorite movies of all time. The voice actress in Her. So voice acting, I fuck with it. I think she's really good at portraying emotion, and it's just kind of she gives what's needed for like romanticism.
That movie when she was in the pool, that got her a lot of traction too.
What movie was that?
You never seen Hail Caesar?
Hail Caesar? No.
No.
Oh, while y'all talking, I'm gonna look up a movie real quick. Hold on, because I wonder if y'all remember this actress. Hold on. Because what happened to this girl, bro? Hold on.
I might say y'all might be right, man. The death of the action star. It might be
it might be just the death of actors and actresses being like high profile. I just think that Hollywood tabloid shit is gone. Like, if you're not like a social media influencer and like you're like a Kim Kardashian or something like that, no one's gonna get like those people got more pull than the actors now. Like the influencers on fucking social media are more important to like our culture today than actors now. Back in the 2000s, tabloids used to run this shit. Now they don't anymore.
Fam, do y'all remember the actress Charlize Theron?
Yeah. She's in Doctor Strange, yeah.
She was in I remember the last
Fury
movie
Road.
I saw her. She was in Eon Flux.
Good movie.
You thought that movie was good?
Yeah, I thought it was decent.
Charlize Theron's a good actress. She was in Mad Max.
She was in Hancock. She was the girl in Hancock.
I'm trying to. You know what? I need to go make a list of.
She's the girl in Fast and Furious, even though that movie's ass. But okay.
I need to go make a list of all the white female action stars. Because the thing is, with women, bro, they'll just make them action star. They ain't gotta have no type of skill. It's just jump cut scenes and kicking a nigga and then making.
What was your girl in Transformers? She was real popular.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Yeah, she's one of them.
But
she didn't know action though. She just eye candy.
She wasn't an action star. Yeah, she was just there to be the damsel in distress.
She's eye candy. Yeah. But she started doing cocaine and shit. So There
Is
you
that
go.
what made her fall off? I didn't know why. I just
She been
see
doing,
what.
well, she started drinking blood and shit. She been doing
Oh
weird
yeah,
shit, bro.
ew.
Oh, with Robert Pattinson, right?
No, with
No,
with
MG.
MGK.
Oh, MGK.
Yeah.
MGK.
Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of those actresses in the mid 2000s that people thought were gonna pop off, you gotta remember they were in roles with other dudes that carried the roles for them. Like Shia
Facts.
LaBeouf was a big fucking deal. So
Mhm.
she became popular off of just being in Transformers, the IP combined with Shia LaBeouf. They're really that phase of where these girls that look good that can just show up in a movie, that's just gone, bro. They can't do that shit no more. You can't just put, oh, you're pretty, you're gonna become a star. That's gone. Like you gotta act now. You
Yeah.
gotta, and you wanna be you gotta act like Natalie Portman.
But
That
Natalie
woman,
Portman wasn't a bad actress, was she?
she was Star Wars. So remember, the sequels, the prequel
No,
trilogy got kind of like,
She was Padme.
yeah, she was
Wait, who
Padme. So
Yeah.
who was the girl? Who was the girl that was the love interest in Pirates of the Caribbean, the first one?
that's Kate.
That's
That's Kate.
I thought it was
Kate
Natalie
Kate.
Portman too.
Winslet,
Was it?
or
Emily. Fuck, what's her name?
this?
Knightley.
Oh, Keira
Elizabeth Swan.
Knightley. Keira
Yeah,
Knightley,
yeah.
yeah, because she was in the
She
Nice
started.
Girl. Wasn't she?
She started her family, so I think she's focusing on that now. That's why she's done a lot of stuff.
There was
She's
definitely like an old guard of like the same 6 white women we saw in like
oh, the girl
every.
from Underworld, Kate
Forgot an
Beckinsale, and
actress.
Oh,
Underworld.
that's
Yeah,
the movie I was thinking of. Underworld. Who was that?
Kate Beckinsale.
That I
Beckinsale.
forgot about. That's who I was looking up. I accidentally looked up
Well,
Eon Flux though.
she made that franchise, bro. She put that shit on the like. She really only did that movie. She did like Pearl Harbor and Van Helsing and shit like that. But she basically go for the Underworld movies, and she did a good job.
That's
My
pretty
bad,
much
yo, my
all I
bad,
knew
my
her
bad.
about. That's pretty much all I knew her for.
My fault.
What about
Damn.
Florence Pugh?
You said
She's a
what,
big
Donuts?
Florence Pugh. She's a big up and coming
On
star.
two. Oh yeah.
Florence Pugh. Wait, what movies was she in?
Midsummer.
She was in Midsommar. Like she played the
Oh,
girl, the girlfriend.
oh, you're right. That are you talking about like it's like a new up and comer?
Yeah.
You know what? You're right. Cause what was the last movie she was in that just came out this year?
Don't Miss Midsummer.
No,
She was the girl
she was in a movie. She's in a movie
Black
that just.
Widow.
She was in that movie with the Harry Styles nigga.
Gonna be in Dune as well. In Dune Part 2.
Oh, yeah, I
What's
know
it
what you're
called,
talking
I
Alex?
about.
saw a movie. I saw a movie
Primer
recently.
too.
Oh, let me go look it up. I'm sitting there
Yeah,
playing
Harry
phone.
Styles a good actor.
No, he's not.
Yeah, she was in Puss
Not
in
yet.
Boots. She was in Outlaw, The Wonder.
Alex, don't worry, darling.
Oh,
Don't
hey,
worry,
y'all forgot about y'all forgot about that nigga from fucking the Netflix show, the big one.
Chris
His name,
Hemsworth.
no, his
Somebody don't
name,
look up.
I know his name Finn Wolfhard or some shit.
You talking about Stranger Things? The dude for Stranger
Yeah, the
Things.
Stranger Things nigga.
But Red Pill,
Ain't
he hasn't
ain't
been in nothing.
You sure?
The
I thought he was
No, well,
hell,
wasn't he?
He hasn't had no big movies. The
Hellboy?
biggest movie he done so far is Ghostbusters, and that flopped.
I thought he was it too.
Yeah, he was in
and he
it.
was in Hellboy, right? That's the wrong actor.
Nah, I fuck with Florence Pugh, bro. I fuck with her.
Let me see.
Yeah.
He was in
I
it,
like
but
that. You know
it
what?
came out. It came out in
Yeah,
2017. He hasn't been in nothing.
None of
Yeah,
the
you're right.
Stranger Things the kids
Oh
popped
no,
off.
he voice actor, so he was in
That's kind of crazy. If
Pinocchio
people
and
thought they're
shit.
gonna pop off. Yeah.
I thought he was
Damn.
gonna pop off.
Y'all remember Olivia Wilde?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she
She's
just
one.
directs.
She's one of the old guard to the white women. Hold on.
She directs though now.
She was in Tron. She was in Don't Worry, Darling. She was in
And she directed it.
LOL.
House,
Cowboys and
yeah.
LOL. Okay,
She
we
was
need to
in
have a
Babylon
conversation.
too.
We need to have a conversation about Daniel Craig one day, bro. In
Right.
my
His
opinion,
movies are great.
And
They're
Alex,
straight.
you know Olivia Wilde. She's
And none
directed.
of these people we naming are action stars, by the way. This is
He was a nice boy.
you said what, Donuts?
I said she's directing a Spider-Man film as well. Madam Web.
What?
Yeah, she's a director now. She directed Don't Worry, Darling.
I think I really wish. Okay, these are the topics I'm gonna put up for us. I think next time, actors we feel like should have had a better shake. Um, Actors that we wish kind of took a different approach because I really feel like Daniel Craig was that he became James Bond in any other movie he did outside of that. People roll their eyes at until
Knives Out, he did good.
I say
Knives
until
Out.
Knives Out. nobody looked at Daniel Craig for anything but the next James Bond movie. And I don't know if that's his fault. I don't know if he's purposely turning down a bunch
He,
of roles. The nigga
he was
was
a
in
role. He was in supporting movies though. Before then, though, like
the
he was
nigga
in
was
like
the nigga was in Adventure
Mission
of Tintin, bro.
and
Come on, bro. He
um,
says he was in Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I don't remember seeing him.
Yeah,
he
but
was
that's
he
what
was one of
happens.
He
James
was
Bond.
uncredited. He played a stormtrooper.
He was in the
Huh?
Girl with the
Yeah, no,
Dragon
I could do
Tattoo.
that. I
They
know
so Alex
The
when
Gears
when they
Cowboy,
make those
the
Star
Metal
Wars
Gear
movies, and J.J. Abrams talked about this too. A lot of the times they have friends in the industry that want to be in a Star Wars movie, but like in a small role. So he'll put people in the movie and like as like
Just to be
cameos or like little small shit, so they can say that they're in the movie, and that's what he did.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
I would
fire.
do that.
That's cool.
Also, he was in Defiance and he was in the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Those are two good movies.
Yeah, but that's what
I,
happens
and
when you sign to a long-term project. Look at what happened with the Star Wars actors. John
Right, yeah.
Boyega's kind of gone dark a little, and he's had to do a bunch of roles. When you sign up, it's a risk. And unfortunately for Daniel Craig, I don't think it really paid off him playing James Bond because it lost momentum after Skyfall because the next film wasn't couldn't live up to Skyfall, and with John Boyega and Daisy Ridley, Star Wars was just it was a
I
complete
think John Boyega had a couple of nice roles after.
yeah,
He,
but
but
Like
it's
I
not,
haven't seen Daisy
yeah,
really in anything.
it
that's
didn't
after
send him to stardom to where they thought he was going to be.
yeah,
well, they
like it
didn't
didn't
want him to be a
where
star
he
anyway.
was gonna
That's the problem.
What series do y'all think needs a reboot?
All of them. Huh. We have how much hours we got on this podcast left? We could talk about
I'm not
all
even
of
talking
them.
about like superhero. I'm talking about like just literal
Oh,
like
I mean,
IPs that you feel like
like
I
me,
wish
I
that they
mean,
just started over.
I'm not gonna lie. Star Wars sequels, they should trash it and redo it, but they're not going to. But they should. Uh, I think Underworld deserves no, not Underworld. Shit, it's the vampire movie.
You talking about damn what I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
Why can I remember the movie? God damn.
Yeah, there
But
you
it's
go.
a van-
Twilight. Yeah, you wanna redo
that
Twilight.
that should be redone so it's not as ass as it was before. I mean, I don't know because I feel like it's too soon. You have to give some time. Like if something's bad, you got to give it time to die and then renew it.
Oh
You
yeah,
gotta
So
make
now
them. You gotta let them forget it. Yeah.
you got
like
people need to
like
do
that
that.
Fantastic Four movie.
Oh God, how many times
Yeah,
now?
Yeah,
Now, okay, now that's a different convo. How many? Okay, after this, I'm gonna ask y'all which ones do they just need to leave alone? Stop trying to remake it. Stop trying to
Jurassic
make
Park,
fetch happen.
Jurassic Park, Let It Die.
Fast and
Um,
Furious, let it die.
Fast and Furious needs to be erased from
that's
the
true.
memory bank
Yeah,
of
After
everything.
Fast and
mm,
Furious, Tokyo
I
Drift,
would
they
say
could.
all
Nick,
that. No,
did y'all hear they trying to make Fast and Furious 10 into 3 parts?
Yep.
they
Fuck.
are.
Which is
I would
fucking
personally go to
ridiculous.
the director and hang him if they do that.
I
Please don't
feel
do that.
like I feel
Please.
like I wouldn't be mad if we got a redo of the Hellboy. I personally,
Ooh,
and maybe because I was a kid, but I really fuck with the
Those,
Hellboy movie. I ain't gonna
those
lie.
movies,
I'm
those
pretty sure
movies.
they announced they got a new Hellboy
Yo,
something coming. I'm about to
we have a
check.
show
The
coming out.
game. I thought that game coming
We have a
out.
show coming out with Hellboy. But Guillermo del Toro, he was working on them, and then the studio didn't want any more movies anymore. Those first two movies are pretty good. I thought it was a different take on a superhero film.
They probably didn't do
Before,
well financially because that's the only reason I can think of on
eh,
that one.
I guess so, but they weren't promoted that well either. Like when that movie dropped, it didn't drop. Like they weren't promoting that shit at all. That was
Yeah, there's a new
2007.
live action Hellboy coming out. I just looked it up.
what about a Spawn movie, like a reboot of that?
They're
Taking the
supposed to be doing
chase.
that with Jimmy
Crazy.
Fox. They said it was already in the works, but I don't know if that's still happening.
Yeah.
Speaking of
What was
Del Toro, Pacific Rim could do with a reboot because the first
Really?
one was really good, and then they fucked it up with the second one. So Pacific
Yeah.
Rim should be rebooted.
I remember the first one being real pretty. I don't remember
Yeah,
caring for the second one. The second one they
first
hit
one
that
was
hard.
good. People love
I
the
want to.
first Pacific Rim.
I know I randomly asked on the spot, but next episode, I'm gonna try to find a list of like a bunch of series and either it was a double trilogy, something I feel like they either redo and because I feel like that'd be a good combo. Because there's a bunch of movies that I've kind of forgot about in obscurity over all the years. Where it's like, damn, I forgot that was even like a franchise type shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we want to search over right now.
Yeah,
Don't know. I
I think
really
that
want
is a good idea.
to see Van Helsing rebooted. I always
That's
liked.
the vampire thing. I think that
You know, it's crazy. I
uh
like Van Helsing.
Yeah,
That
Van
movie got
Helsing
like
with
a lot of hate. I like that movie.
Yeah, I
with
liked it as well.
Vigo, it was with Hugh Jackman. That movie was decent. I just feel like they weren't able to follow it up because they didn't make that much money. But those type of movies and those type of old franchises, I feel like even Addams Family, like what Wednesday did to the Addams Family, that franchise was effectively dead. Not dead, but no one gave a fuck about it. But they took like a character that was not the most popular and made something out of it. So I feel like if they're gonna bring these shows back, don't reboot them to remake them, but reboot them and bring it like maybe focus on a singular character, like they did with Wednesday, and
I
move
was
on like that.
I was just gonna say if they do bring something back like Van Helsing, it's all gonna be critical of how they shoot it and who's directing it. Because if they go, they can't do that mid 2000s action where it's just it's an invisible wire and I'm gonna and just like jump on you, and you can't do that. It's gonna have to be really dark, gritty. It can't be something that's corny and cheesy because we've seen that too much. We've seen way too many movies to just be okay with that now. So they gonna have to like spin
I
that
just
bag, get a nigga like Christopher Nolan or some
yeah,
shit. Get a
I
big
want
name, something. Make
I want
Spidey.
Universal. I want Universal to get out their ass and make another standalone Hawk movie. That's all I want from Marvel. Really, that's all I want is a World War Hawk movie. That's all I want. Other than
They
that, I don't
never
got no.
made. They never made one in the first place.
I know. I'm just saying. I just want one.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
you know what I always wanted? Them to do another do a sequel to fuck, I just blanked. The nigga where it was Michael B. Jordan was in it. It was where they got the powers out of a rock
Oh,
and then
Chronicle.
Chronicle. That's what I always wanted another movie of, Chronicle. I feel like that could have been a
I saw.
lit
I
like
read it a while ago. They were talking about making a sequel, but I don't know if that was confirmed or not.
No, I think I want them to continue the Power Rangers. I loved that first Power Rangers movie. That was good. Then they just whatever.
I think what happened with the Power Rangers movie, the rights kept getting sold back from Disney to somebody else, to Saban, and it kind of fucked up where the distribution was going to go. Because Power Rangers, the last 10 years, the rights keep changing, and it's been messy. That Power Rangers movie was supposed to come out way before that one came out 2017. It was a come
Oh, I
up like
didn't even know that.
yeah. So they kept selling the rights back. Disney bought him. Then Saban bought it back. Saban got bought by Disney. Then Disney sold Saban to somebody else. A whole bunch of crazy shit happened with that Power Rangers IP. And I actually don't know who owns it now. So it's a little bit. I think that the movie rights are in kind of limbo right now. That's why they haven't made a follow up. It's more of a yeah.
I feel like I really, really wish if they did it right, a continuation, especially since he just got awarded for his acting in The Whale, a continuation of the Mummy movies, not with Tom Cruise.
Oh yeah.
I feel like if we get that'll be like the Indiana Jones, bro. Like if they make a Mummy since everybody alive and they can still do the roles, nigga, fire, bro.
Speaking of something, if they get a new director for Uncharted 2, they can still change this whole franchise around, fam. They can't let the same guy direct the second one, or else it's dead in the water.
You know what I forgot all about? Peter Jackson, the Lightning King. Did y'all ever watch that?
Peter Jackson. Wait, Percy Jackson.
Percy Jackson.
What did I say? Peter Jackson?
That's
Yeah,
what-
that's King.
there's-
That's
there's-
King Kong, nigga. Percy
there's a,
Jackson. Yeah.
there's a new movie coming out for Percy Jackson, but
Really?
yeah,
It's a Disney
Oh, yeah,
Plus
I've
series.
seen it,
It's a Disney Plus series.
yeah.
It's the series.
But the movie didn't hit off as people thought it was going to be. I heard from I don't like the books, so I didn't really care about the movie too much. But people that like the books like the movies, but it didn't gain the traction like a Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings. So they
Yeah,
just
that's what it. Yeah, that's one of the time everybody's trying to get that Harry Potter or that Lord of the Rings type shit.
and
You
that's
know what?
Disney came with Narnia. What else? I think.
and Narnia didn't pop off as they thought it was going to pop off.
But Narnia did well. The first Narnia made like
I thought Narnia-
200
The
mil.
first one did well.
Yeah, the first
one did
Nigga,
well.
I had
the first one
Narnia
made
on my
500 mil in the box office.
It was a continuous decline. Like
Fam,
it never,
I had-
it never got more
back to
popular.
I had the
Was it
Game Boy
continuous?
Advance Narnia game, bro. Would
That's
y'all
one of
be
my
mad at
that's one of my all time favorite movies. Narnia, the
Yeah,
first
Would
one.
y'all be mad at
the first one is good. The first
Would
one's
y'all be
really
mad
good.
at the Green Lantern reboot?
No,
Yeah.
I'm a
They should
DC fan.
have
They need to
done
do it.
that. They should have done that before the Justice League movie came out.
Exactly.
How the fuck do you have a Justice League movie without fucking Green Lantern?
Like if they want to get to a Justice League movie in James Gunn's new version of the DC, they got to do a Green Lantern. He's a founding member.
And
Mm.
I feel like
they could do it. They don't have to even do
The thing with DC is like we have so many different versions of so many different. I don't know. I don't want to see another Batman. You know how many Batmans we have versus like
nigga,
Spider-Mans? Like
get rid of Wonder Woman, bro. I
They
don't care.
can't. She's a founder.
they can't. She's
Founder
too
member.
integral to the
Can't do
story.
it. They get rid of Cyborg. The Cyborg makes no fucking sense being a Justice League member. I don't know why they
How
ever
can you
did that.
say get rid of Wonder Woman? She's like part of the Trinity. She's like
I
the
don't like
greatest.
her movies, and I don't like her movies.
Gal Gadot is a bad actor.
Oh, her
why.
movies. That's a different thing. I thought you were saying as a character. I was like,
No,
what?
no, no. As a movie,
Okay.
I don't. Well, honestly, as a character, I don't give a fuck about America, nigga. Like Captain America, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman's not American, bro.
Wonder
I don't care.
I'm
Like I
talking-
don't
I'm
like
talking
Superman.
I know she's an Amazonian and she's not from. I'm just saying, like that idea of white and black. I mean, not white, black, red, white, and blue America. You know,
Well,
No,
it's
you
literally like
don't.
America. fuck yeah.
I mean, you can argue that's how Superman is.
I don't like
No, I
Superman. I don't.
I don't like Superman either. Superman is
Bro, I don't
fucking
like
ass.
any superhero that's built on nationalism and just being proud because there's a fucking American flag in a photo. I don't
She's
care.
not that though. She's not.
she's
doesn't
not in the
give a-
comics. She's not. The movies made her
Yeah,
like
she's not. Yeah, the movies
Well,
made
I
her.
guess blame the movies then. That's how
And-
I didn't
and-
read the comments for Wonder
because
Woman.
Wonder Woman was made. Actually, she's actually against that shit.
I'm gonna be real. I don't. If we going off, I can't speak on the comics, but if we going off the movies, I don't even think Captain America is like that. He's gone against the U.S. even in Civil War. Like
They had to change his character.
he's
But Captain America
anti-racism and all. Like they didn't make him like Mr. Capitalist, you know, what I mean, or Mr. Communism.
That shit is one note to me.
He's propaganda. Captain America from his inception in the 30s, he's
That-
American propaganda, which they showed
That's the
you in
word
the
I'm looking
movie.
for.
Yeah,
That's the word I'm looking for. Propaganda.
yeah, he's like that. Superman was like that. Superman and Captain America were both created for the war and World War II. So that makes sense why Alex has that. But Wonder Woman is actually the exact opposite. She's actually she's actually at odds with Superman because in the comics he was so not fascist, but nationalistic, and she's against that because her home world is like that. And she doesn't really agree with what Themyscira does.
Wonder
Oh,
Woman
yeah,
is
for
a
sure.
Wonder Woman is a kill on sight. She doesn't believe in that rule of like you don't kill anybody. Like
Well,
if
she's
Wonder
from a
Woman had
warrior race, yeah.
yeah, I know, but like people don't get that perception of her. Like she's ready to drop somebody. Like she's completely different in the comics. So
You sound scared of her.
oh no, I'm not.
Wonder
Bro,
Woman, I don't want you to drop me.
Me personally, I don't care for bro. I don't care. Like Superman is like the most OP, boring fucking superhero ever created, nigga. I can't stand that.
The only way that Superman is fun is if you make him in the light of the.
If you make him a bad guy.
Incredible. No, like Incredible. What Omni Man? He has to be
Oh
Omni Man.
yeah. You gotta be like that. Omni Man, all these other like Superman ripoffs, most of them better than him.
Not that makes Superman evil.
Even from the
Homelander.
boys, what's his name?
Homelander. You can make him evil.
Yeah, even
Yeah,
him, he's better than Superman. to me.
What's the movie with the red thing? Shit, they made a movie about the kid.
You talking about a red Brightburn?
Oh yeah, that was interesting.
Like, see those movies because Superman, the comics expand more on his character. He's not the goody two shoes Clark Kent, American farm boy. He's grown as a character in the comics. It's just that people don't really give a fuck about comics no more. And we remember Superman as a younger kid. Oh, that's an American hero. G.I.
Yeah, I was
Joe.
about to say, Superman is inherently a boring character to me. Like his base origin is just boring to me.
Yeah, his character, his character you see in the shows, it's Justice League. He was a little more nuanced in the 2000 show. Like they developed his character a lot more. But in those early comics, that's what most of the directors view Superman as. Those directors don't watch or read comics from modern day anymore. They only go back to their old shit. And that's why they keep making these origin movies with Batman and Superman based on their older origins. The origins have been updated to make them a lot more fleshed out characters.
Well,
on top of that,
well, in that case, I should be way more excited for this James Gunn Superman movie.
You should because Man of Steel. I love that movie because they made
like
him.
Man of Steel.
Yeah, because that Superman origin story is more modern than his 40s origin story or his ones.
I remember people not liking that movie for whatever reason.
I
like
heard that people thought it was
Man,
boring.
but I like
Yeah,
Man of Steel was good. It just had some silly moments, in my opinion.
I
You
like
know
how he
what?
was low key killing people.
2 more
Like,
movies that I wouldn't be mad if they just restarted, even though it's not really a big franchise, but if they just had another go at it. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
oh god, they're making movies.
The M. Night Shyamalan one. That was
Do y'all remember when they had an Assassin's Creed movie? I forgot that even existed.
yeah, with Michael
yeah.
Fassbender, right?
Too much going on for that to be a movie. That need to be a series for that to be interesting.
The thing
Y'all
about
could
that movie,
change
because I actually watched it when
going
it came
through
out,
each season.
the
Michael
actual like
Fassbender, right?
movements, like the choreography of the parkour and the combat, they nailed it. It was perfect. The actual movie itself, though, was not very good. The movie was boring as hell. The story was whack.
Who played the assassin now? I forget.
Michael Fassbender.
Yeah, okay, all right. I thought it was
That see, my thing is, you know that movie's canon to the games, but they
Yeah, but I'm
should
gonna be
have.
real. That don't even mean the fucking story in the games is so fucked up. It
it's
don't
so
even matter.
convoluted. It's, you know,
No, that's Ubisoft's fault. The story up till Assassin's Creed 3
until 3. Yeah, it
was
was
perfect.
contained.
After 3, the nigga said, "Fuck it, we ain't gonna give a fuck anymore." But that's their fault. They could have. That's why I feel. Oh my! I know it's not a gaming podcast, but they could make some great Assassin's Creed movies that would be like, but they just don't have the actors anymore, or that will do it, carry the movie.
Yeah.
And they don't got like no one's investing to make that movie anymore because the first one didn't do that great.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go with I'm gonna try to find a list before next pod to see if I can get like some shit that we probably all forgot about.
Hey, before we get out of here, y'all, what's the movies we gonna see next for next podcast?
Oh, before we say that, Final Destination. If they redid that, fire.
I feel like the allure of that's gone. What else can we see? They help people die more. I don't know. I feel like they did all
I'm not
the
gonna
things
see
they
that.
could do.
If they use, I mean, like what made it corny at the final of the game, final few movies was the death started to become like, okay, that don't feel real. Like literal blood and water was moving around and shit. It's like that's not real. Like Final
Yeah,
Destination
like
2,
the
the reason
dude
why
getting his shit sucked out his ass in the pool. That was
right.
dumb. I was
The
like, okay.
reason the reason why that number 2 is ingrained in our memory is because you get on a plane, you can die. You can drive behind one of them log trucks and that log can hit you in your damn face. Like it was some shit where we see every day, and that's what made it good. It
Yeah,
started like what was it? One it was a roller coaster where I think if you bought the DVD, you could actually make your own. You could choose decisions on how they die and shit. Like they should bring that back, bro. That
oh
should
yeah.
be on Netflix, like
The first
Bandersnatch.
3 movies were Final Destination movies are really good, and after the roller coaster one, that shit became stupid. Like
Hmm.
yeah, because
Mm-hmm.
the airplane, the pile up, and the roller coasters were like, okay, I can see this shit happening,
Yeah.
like for real. Then it became some shit where the movie theater came on fire and is launching spikes at people, and niggas
Yeah.
getting into a fucking escalator. I'm like, all right, bro, like
Yeah.
cancel this shit, please.
Yeah, it just came too unrealistic and silly.
Someone was doing gymnastics and they flipped the wrong way and their bones turned to fucking like
Paper
sack.
mache.
Bro, what the fuck is going on, bro?
I'm
Like,
telling you, once it started doing too much to where like, oh, the concept of death is coming to get what's his. I was like, bro, no, it's supposed to make it seem like by chance this could happen
and
to
then
you.
you have this. What's the nigga's name? The Venom dude actor, because he's the dude who does the morgue
Tom
guy.
Hardy.
What wasn't
Yeah, that was
wasn't
him.
the nigga in Candyman and Final
Yeah,
Destination too?
yeah, that was him. That's Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's it.
No, no, no.
He's always showing
You
up
said
to
Tom
all the
Hardy. I'm
dead.
talking about the black dude.
Oh, Tony Todd.
2020 Hot.
Tony
That guy.
Todd
Yeah,
was in Final
yeah,
Destination, wasn't
yeah. 20 Todd. He's a morgue. He's death.
he? You know
He's so
what? If they made a new movie, if they just put 10 minutes of him licking the screen like he did on his phone, like if they did that for 10 minutes, I might give it a 10 out of 10. That shit would be hilarious.
say Venom and then close the fucking movie. Right after nigga, like do that shit. I feel like they wasted opportunity with that nigga too because he was dead in the movies and he just left him there. But all right, cool.
Bro, he made that video and nothing came of that. Like he did that for no reason. Nigga, that was
Yeah.
Well,
damn.
as far as the
Go ahead.
movies that we seeing next, there's not much in May that interests me. I checked.
Oh yeah.
The next big movie is Fast and Furious. I'm not interested in that.
We all of us as black men have to go see Little Mermaid, right?
No.
I'm not going to go see that either. That comes out the end of May.
I know Black Dominican.
I might go see it.
Oh my god. BG's watching Fast 10. We can get him on to talk about that shit.
Bro, I just watched this Tony Todd video. Guy, put it in the chat, bro. Bro, this shit.
Oh my god. The movie I'm gonna watch is Knights of the Zodiac. I'm watching it this week. I'm watching Spider-Man when it comes out.
Oh yeah, Spider-Verse. Yeah.
And
They come out in June though, June 2nd.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing really made to watch. I mean, Transformers is June 2. Why is he looking at things like that?
I can't stop laughing, bro. Oh my god. Hold on, somebody at my house. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm going to
It's
see
him, nigga.
Spider-Verse.
Oh god.
Got Spider-Verse, Fast X, Transformers. Nigga, I cannot wait till Indiana Jones. I'm not excited to see Flash. I don't care about Flash. I'm sorry, I don't know why. I'm gonna go see it though. I don't care about Batman like that, like the rest of y'all. So go see.
I mean, well, I'm definitely gonna go see the Transformers movie when it comes out
Yes,
in a couple weeks. We'll be seated for that.
Yes, day one, baby. One time going to see it too.
I already bought my ticket.
Wait, seeing what?
Transformers.
I'm not saying that.
Yes, you are, nigga.
No, y'all gonna watch that.
No, nigga, you going to see it, nigga.
I'm not interested in Transformers. I'm good.
You're going to see it.
I'm not hating. If you like it, that's cool. I'm not hating. I don't want to.
No, you're going to see it.
One time, I actually would advise you to see because I didn't like the last Transformers movie.
Bro, I haven't even seen Bumblebee yet, bro. I haven't seen Transformers since fucking.
Look, listen, you're going to go see it.
Bumblebee's an hour and a half. Watch the shit.
What's the movie where he fought Megatron? That's the last one I seen. Nice.
Listen.
Nigga, he fights Megatron every damn movie. The fuck
and guess what? Your brother gonna want to see it too, so you're gonna see it.
He gonna have to find another way.
Nah, you gonna.
You're not acting up.
This is not Avatar, buddy.
Yeah,
I don't want to see that. I'm sorry, I just don't. I told you I don't like robot stuff. I'm not into that.
Oh yeah. Hey, it's funny because you're a robot.
I saw I like the original Transformers, the 07, but I was also a child, so I mean, you know. But yeah, it's just not. It's not.
I guarantee this movie be more entertaining than.
That's why your mic cut out. Say it again.
I guarantee this movie be more entertaining than Dune 2.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's why your mic cut out. Keep that. Yeah.
Nah.
The universe saying something.
This movie is gonna.
Anyway, though, hold on. Hey.
Transformers is gonna be better than Dune 2.
So check it out, yo. We've been live for almost 3 hours. Do y'all have any last things to say before we get out here?
No, Guardians 3 was a really good movie. If you haven't, well, spoiler cast, I'm pretty sure most of y'all watched it. Downhill from here after this, but great end to the trilogy.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of getting tired of the MCU and all that shit. I'm getting to like Alex. I don't care for it no more.
Yeah, I'm ready to switch to the DCU. Yeah. Let's go. I'm ready for Superman and Batman.
For the continuation of all this Star Wars shit. I watched the first 2 episodes of Mandalorian, by the way.
Now, how you got MCU fatigue and not Star Wars? I'm gonna let you go. Keep going.
Because the game was fire. But the first 2 episodes of Mandalorian, by the way.
How the game better than the show? Y'all want to talk about that? Okay, we can do that next
time. The game is way better than the show.
I haven't played the game yet.
Hey, what the fuck? This nigga just came up to my crib called the Tree Man talking about he gonna cut some trees. Nigga, what?
Huh? I don't know what type of trees he's talking about.
Star Wars Jedi Survivor is better than the Obi-Wan TV show.
Well,
I need to rewatch Obi-Wan just to give it a fair shot.
You know what? I would agree with you. But Obi-Wan is still really good. We can't even talk spoilers. But
Obi-Wan?
My goal.
You mean for
the game?
Hey, Alex, you there?
Yeah. I was saying this
any last thoughts, brother?
No, I'm excited for the movies coming out. Oppenheimer. I think we should have a movie night. Anyone watching, free to pull up to the movie guys movie night. I think we should start the Pirates of the Caribbean and give it like a retrospective.
Hey, Alex, are you scared about the audio problems that are like possible to happen in Oppenheimer?
Audio problems? You talking about with the director?
I think
like the have the worst sound mixer of all time.
Yeah.
Is it his cousin or something? Who doing it?
Pretty much.
Cause that shit, niggas. Cause if you watch the trailer, nigga, that movie is loud as fuck. and nothing is going on for real. I'm like,
And
oh.
the voices get muffled out because they don't audio mix the sound for the voice quality to match the sound in the background is booming
And
sound, and I'm like,
and
yo,
that
what the
movie is
fuck they
almost 3
saying?
hours. I think the movie almost 3
I
hours.
mean, there shouldn't be too much explosions and shit happening. So hopefully the dialogue is actually fucking hearable this time. You could actually pick that shit up with your ears. I didn't have to like put my hand up to my ear and like try to listen to the speaker. Like Tenet was, I love Tenet, but that shit was a chore to watch because I couldn't understand what the fuck they were saying.
Oh yeah, bro. That makes so much sense. There was definitely scenes where I'm just like, what? Like I damn near needed subtitles. Like what the fuck?
Yeah, it was like quiet. They
The
talking
voice
quietly and
quality
shit.
is getting sucked up by the bass in the background. I'm like, bro, I can't hear shit.
Yeah.
You know what? The thing for me that's gonna make Oppenheimer fire, or it could either ruin it for me or make it cool. The scenes where the fire and the atom bomb is actually going off. If those scenes aren't lit, is I'm gonna get pissed off because that's the main reason why I want to see it. I don't give a fuck about the atom bomb, but I want to see how that's portrayed.
How
I
he
want to see
portrayed
them.
it, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of like when I tell y'all that when I see depictions of heaven and hell, I like when movies go out of their way to say this is how I see heaven or hell
But
because we don't know what it looks
I,
like.
the
But
movie don't seem like it's really action oriented. I'm trying to see why this movie like is so expensive. Why was it so
it's
expensive?
because of the actor too. Like look at who the cast
Look,
is.
isn't it
Nick, I think Robert Downey Jr. is in this movie. Am I
Oh yeah,
tripping?
he is in that. Oh
isn't
yeah,
it
he is.
Benedict Cumberbatch? Not Benedict Cumberbatch.
Robert Downey Jr. is in that movie.
But this is one of those movies where it don't have to be action. If
Oh,
the actors,
Cillian Murphy. Oh yeah, that's another good actor. He commands some money.
I know
Yeah.
Robert Downey Jr. making at least 20 off this.
Rami Malik. That's money.
check this out. Check this out. When Inglourious Basterds came out, that first part of that movie, that first 15, 20 minutes, where it's the nigga that come in the house and he basically
Oh
fan
yeah.
out the people under the house, shit like that. It doesn't have to always be like crazy action, but if you just got some good ass actors,
Yeah,
or
like
Hateful Eight,
Samuel and
prime
all that.
example. You
Oh
just
yeah.
got some good actors doing what the hell they need to do with a line delivery, nigga. I don't need a bunch of action for an atom bomb movie. Give me some shit where I remember these lines, I remember these scenes, and I remember these performances. That's what I'm going for.
Speaking of that, where is Tarantino? Is he dropping a movie this year?
He's retiring.
What?
He's making one more movie. He's done.
What the fuck? I hope it's an action movie or some shit.
No.
Didn't he say that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood he thinks that's his best movie? Or what? Or am I
Yeah,
tripping?
he probably on cocaine for that one.
I like that movie. I saw it like twice.
His best movie is probably Volume 1.
My favorite
or,
Tarantino movie is Django.
Kill Bill or Django. Yo, that's a shit. It's hard. I love Hateful Eight.
Great.
Hateful Eight was a great movie, and people do shit on it, but I fucking love that movie. That movie was great. I wouldn't say it's his best one though, but he has a lot of good movies. But his last one is his last one.
Damn, that's crazy. I hope they give him a nice budget. Give him a $500 million budget. Let him go crazy.
His movies don't make that much bread to be doing
Oh
that.
damn.
Tarantino movies though?
Nah, they don't make that much money.
They just critically acclaimed.
Yeah, like his budget would be that crazy high though, but
he probably don't ask for that much either.
I think Kill Bill is his highest grossing movie, to be real.
Oh wow. Well, I need him to go out with a bang, man.
Tarantino got like at least 3 or 4 cult classics under
Hey,
his belt.
hey, John Donuts. Who the better director, James Cameron or Bobby Tarantino? I say Bobby. Quentin Tarantino.
This nigga love Logic. Ew, I'm never gonna let you bring that down.
Nah.
Oh man, you like it when a man yells out, "I'm black and white."
I'm black. Everybody want to be people.
Everybody.
Everybody want to see a movie. Everybody want to act. Everybody want to direct. Oh my god.
I'm mad you knew who Bobby Tarantino was, nigga.
I told y'all I give Logic a chance. Every time he drop music, I give it a chance. It's just not, bro. It just don't hit the way he think it is. Where Donuts at? He in here?
Nah, he ain't gonna. He probably gonna say James Cameron better than Quentin.
No, I think he really liked Hateful Eight.
But James Cameron got classics under his belt too. But it's just he's so hyper focused on Avatar.
James Cameron got classics and box office smashes.
What other movies did Peter Jackson make? King Kong and
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. Okay.
Lord of the Rings.
My favorite director got to be Steven Spielberg.
Really?
Mine is either Peter Jackson or
I like Steven Spielberg because he just make them summer blockbusters for the most part. What he used to. I like Ready Player One. Did he make that? I'm tripping.
Yes, he did make
I think
that.
he did. I like that. I love that movie, by the way.
He was like, "Oh my god, my frame rate." A frame rate,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen, is when you. I was like, "Bro, come on, bro."
I cut the movie off when they explained the NPC.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
non-playable character.
bro,
Don't you get it?
I love that. I love that movie, bro. Spielberg can't miss for me, nigga, for the most part. If it's like action movie,
I thought it was cool. I just like seeing video game shit in general.
I need another summer blockbuster from him. The GOAT.
I need a Spy Kids reboot.
I need something like Indiana Jones, but like modern.
That's what you about to get this year.
All right,
Nah,
y'all.
it's
Well,
actually set in like the late 90s, 80s, or something like that.
we could
No,
wrap it
50.
up. I don't know the next time we'll be here. Probably shit. I don't know. Probably not till next month when Spider-Man come out. But
Ooh,
we'll
y'all
see.
wanna
We
have
we
a,
could probably do like a offhand one just off of a topic of y'all's choosing. We could talk about something.
Ooh, do y'all want to do a TV show?
I mean,
know,
what
I'm
show? What
watching-
show's been out?
I just started a show
We could
called
talk about the
Rain.
Mandalorian. About that'd be some Tyreek being.
Yeah, finish watching Mandalorian so you can talk about that. 'Cause,
Yeah, I gotta finish watching this. I'll watch the first
Okay, we could do
episode.
that. Man,
And
yeah.
that's about it for the month. I mean,
Yeah. So we
What
could
show-
we could
Alex,
find
what
like
show
an
you gonna
evergreen
watch?
topic.
We
Just
gotta
to
get Alex involved too.
I don't like Star Wars.
I know. I'm talking down.
No, I'm saying we don't have to spend the whole episode talking about man. It won't even take that long.
Yeah.
We could split it up.
We just talk about TV shows. One that'd be more.
You know what? I
digestible.
think it'd be cool if we all pick a show we haven't seen and like the movie guys reviews this TV
Like
show.
y'all want to do it? Like y'all want to do like a little Netflix? Show?
Yeah, I'm down with that.
yeah.
That way we can start the movie nights again.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. We could either, I don't know if y'all want to do Pirates of the Caribbean, but if we can pick like a TV show or just a movie franchise to,
Movies would probably
visit.
be easier.
Yeah,
You just
it's
wanna
less
sit down
commitment, but
versus shows, yeah.
but yeah, dog. Appreciate everybody pulling in to see the movie guys. You dig?
Yeah, appreciate everybody coming out. Go see Guardians if you haven't. I feel like most of y'all have. But if you haven't, go see it. And we'll be back here
If you got
soon. with-
those Transformers tickets, we need a record-breaking Armor weekend.
Nah, we good.
And just really
But
support
yeah,
that
man.
Transformers
We
movie.
good.
Shout out to the chat. Shout out to John for pulling up.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
And I'm gone.
Chill.
Deuces.
We're gonna have to bring Jack on when we talk.
I shoot at these niggas, no bitchin'. Yeah, they see the cops, they bitchin'.